Okay, so
Yeah, just went and muted you there, and there we go. Hello, everybody. It is January the 19th, 2020, and this is Wrestleview Weekly. Oh boy, this is going to be a humdinger of a show. I'm scared. I'm just going to go ahead and put it that way. Oh, before we get into the bulk of the show, I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live alongside the effervescent Mike Tedesco, the editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views immediately following them right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel, which is including what is behind me, the Rumbles of the Royals. The Royal Rumble times. That is happening next week. Quite possibly, I want to say, my favorite pay-per-view of all wrestling shows, period. I love the Royal Rumble. If you know anyone that does not like the Royal Rumble, it's okay for them not to like what you like. It's okay. But you can secretly, within your own conscience, go, there's something wrong with them. Okay. This is going to be an awesome show, okay? Because this is one that we've been putting together and getting iced down since the Crimbus Craptacular last year, okay? So for all of you who tuned into that show, yes, my grandmother is still dead from the anal cancer, so there's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry. But apart from that, there was a magnificent gentleman who is a longtime listener and viewer of not just this show, but also our post-Raw recap on the Wrestleview channel here with Mike and Victoria Tedesco. And that gentleman's name is Nafis Sadat. He, I believe, donated well over $500, $600 to the Tedesco family and their beautiful daughter Liliana, who I've got to say, if you have not seen pictures of this beautiful child, I encourage you to, but be prepared. Your soul will melt in its core. Okay. She has a smile that will destroy humanity. Okay. So with that being said, I think I'll carry on with the usual ramagoings of the show after I bring in the guest host for my show. He is the very, very, he's a great human. That's Nafis Sadat. Nafis, welcome to the show.
Hello, am I live?
You are live.
Oh, hello, everybody. Good. This is going to be fun. Oh, it's just me on the frame. This is even
yes.
more...
Yes, okay. You are front and center. You are the focus here. Okay. No. First, I'll just help you out here. Okay. I guess my first question's for you, and I ask this with a lot of people that are wrestling fans. How long have you been a wrestling fan, and how did you become one?
So I would say like when I was in like grade school, like I used to catch like episodes of Raw is War and all that, but very sporadically. Like I really didn't follow a full-on storyline. So for example, if you see an Undertaker match, it was always fun with all the gongs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would say like I probably started following storylines more for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe.
Okay.
And then like like I've been like, it's not too much of a time commitment because like Wrestleview does a really good job recapping. So for a lot of the times it's like, just going in, reading the recaps if I missed a show. But I would say, 5 years, and then for the last couple years or so, like I've been dropping by your show and Mike's show. That's been pretty fun.
So it's you've really just been like, I want to say you've been a fan for the past 5 or 6 years and just really off and on, it's not religious for you.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the product?
No, yes. I only wish that I could be in your shoes, that, I didn't have to watch it. But, no, don't get me wrong. Let me see. And we were talking earlier before you came on before you came on here and everything, about how you are about as casual a wrestling fan as I think we could ever ask for. I used to think that I was a real casual one, but with you being a casual wrestling fan, how do you, I don't know if stomach is the right word, but you go into wrestling, you read articles about wrestling, you read about it, you listen to us, but how do you go through basically seeing like other people's comments and some people taking it too seriously? Do you ever have the feeling of just walking away from it all, or how do you combat staying put, I guess is the best way to put it?
Right. I mean, I would say like, and if there's like a really crappy show and like people are crapping on the show, like I can probably take a week off and recap and I wouldn't miss anything. I know that because that's really how WWE has been operating. So that's like it's like I don't try to read as much comments. Like as you're like affiliated with Wrestleview, like I'm pretty sure you have more exposure to like people's reactions than I do as a fan. So, and I guess I would say like the most interaction I've had with fans are the chat rooms in Wrestleview.
Yeah.
So, and like, they have been really good people and it's all the same faces every time. So I would say like, I probably haven't seen like, anything or the worst of it or anything like that.
Sure. We try hard to be, let me see, normal human beings, I guess is the best way to put it. Because some people can take this stuff, again, just way too seriously.
Sure.
Typing in all caps and misspelling simple words like it, so we try to keep it cool here. All right, I got to take care of the usuals of the show. You can join in if you want to, but here we go. If you're in the chat room now, you say, wee! If you're not in the chat room, there's not a goddamn thing I can do about that. Everyone, go nuts in the chat room. I saw Jamel. I saw CJ. Hell, Nafis is right there. Nafis, could you say we?
Oh, we!
There you go. I see Randy. I see Demetrius. That's a first timer I've seen you in here. Welcome to the show. There's Jamel. There's CJ. Come on, you losers. There's Gills. He's a big loser. Whee! Andrew's in there. Mashoon Walls is in there. Hell, everyone is in here, especially when I've got the chat room all screwed up on my end. There we go. Yes, professionalism. Nafis, okay, Jamel is asking, Nafis, what are your sources? Could you break it to them what your sources are?
Yes, I have water. It's free. I put it to a Brita filter. It costs like $5, I think. Put it in the fridge. It tastes really well. If I want to be fancy, I'm using a bottle that I bought at a hotel accidentally. It cost $9. So I put a sticker on here so I never forget spending that $9. And if I need something flavored, I have G Fuel. This is what I drink to keep my energy going when I'm gaming and streaming.
Oh, there we
orange flavor. I really
there
like
we
this.
go. Okay, so the water is your chaser from the G Fuel. Is that right?
Exactly. Yep. Can't beat water, man. Can't beat water.
And you bring it up, and you brought it up, and we'll go ahead and I'm sure they'll go in and ask, what do you stream? And if they wanted to catch you streaming, where can they catch you?
Oh, so I think Doug, you shared my Twitter handle on the Twitter, Twitterverse. So like so that's the same handle I use for most of my streaming media. If you go to one, you can find me else. I just play games whenever I have time. Like I don't do it seriously. No one watches my streams, and that's the perfect way of playing it because I just play it and I just happen to have a camera in front, and it feels great. So mostly just gaming stuff with my friends if they're online.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's no speed running, no nothing serious or anything like
absolutely.
that.
Nope, I just don't have the time for that.
And I was about to say, and nothing incredibly massively produced or anything like that either.
Yeah, not yet. Like because I do have a full-time job outside all that, so
there
that sort of takes up the life. Yeah.
Yep, same here. We both have full-time jobs, so this kind of thing that we do with the streaming and stuff, it's just happy stuff. It's good hobby, is what it is.
For sure, yeah, absolutely. It's a great hobby.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now Jamel is asking for me. Okay, what are the proper sources? Okay. So first off, I know that I owe everyone one shot of tequila for a bad lock prediction from the TLC pay-per-view from last year. We are holding off on taking that until next week because I damn well know I'm going to need that shot of tequila to go into the Royal Rumble. So instead, when I say we're having a tequila-free show, it sure as hell ain't a sober show. So we're dipping into the scotch. I had some Four Roses left over from the Crimbus Craptacular. So we're going to tuck into this and knock this down. I don't think... Nafis, it's up to you. I am not to drink all of this during the show.
Okay. I'll be your subconscious, I guess.
That's the only... Well, we'll try. We can't make any promises there. And I've got extra ice in the tumbler. Okay. Also, on the show today, going to recap Raw. Going to recap NXT. Nafis, you watch NXT more than the other shows. Is that right?
Yes. Every week.
Okay.
Totally.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
So we're going to do Raw, NXT. There is so much news right now. Dear Lord. It's probably about as thick as the snow in Newfoundland right now. Milk carton is interesting. Some interesting names that are on the milk carton. Tons of people off of them because of the NXT show from last week that we're going to talk about. And then finally, the reason that we've got, and I'll show him again, the reason we have this beautiful gentleman on the show is not just because he gave a lot to the Tedescos, but he is also responsible for making the predictions for Royal Rumble weekend. The NXT Worlds Collide pay-per-view on Saturday and the Royal Rumble pay-per-view on Sunday. Nafis is hearing this part for the first time because I thought I would throw this on there to make it incredibly interesting. There are 12 matches altogether. 5 on Worlds Collide, 7 for the Royal Rumble. And I guess I should do this also, but when we make predictions on this show, occasionally we feel so confident in our predictions that we will lock them. If we get those predictions wrong, I take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. This is the first pay-per-view of the year. I hope to make this a tequila-free year. That's never going to happen. But 12 matches on the card. There are going to be 6 locks for these 12 matches. And it is a mandatory one of them must be for a Royal Rumble match. It must be for either the men's match or the women's match. But my fate is in your hands, Mr. Sadat. You can think about this and be as confident as you can be in your picks. You told me you actually put thought in these picks. You're not doing this, just to troll me and destroy me or anything.
Oh, no. I would love, as we go through the recap, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to have a discussion on, picking these properly.
Exactly.
Because if I get the picks wrong, I'm not drinking anything, but it still hurts my pride. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it hurts your pride, but it's not like you have a wrestling show or anything like that, and your credibility is in jeopardy or anything like that. Wait, Doug has credibility?
Oh my.
What? No, but with all that being said, first off, we have got to take care of the stuff that happened earlier in the week. And we were introduced for the first time this week to a fist fight. That sigh, I completely agree, Nafis. Yes, last Monday, we were introduced, first off, to Buddy Murphy getting to know Big Show's Jules just a little bit better, but introduced to a new gimmick match. It's called the fist fight, where essentially this is not a last man standing match where the ref counts to 10 and then the bell rings because the guy couldn't get up to 10. This is essentially at the referee's discretion that this match will end, and we could have only have hoped that it was at our discretion that we could have ended it earlier. But it gave us a lot of spots and gifts to look at, so there we go. Randy Orton is in the ring. And he's making fun of AJ Styles because that's what Randy Orton does. He makes fun of people. Then AJ Styles comes out to the ring and he makes fun of Randy Orton. And they're all saying that they're going to do really, really awesome in the Royal Rumble. Then Drew McIntyre comes out. He says he's going to do awesome in the Royal Rumble. So instead of that match that we were supposed to have, a Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, it was just going to be those two. It is now a triple threat match for no reason whatsoever, except for everyone being angry that they are talking about each other. All three of these guys, Nafis, in this match. Let me see. Was this? I don't mean to try to put you on the spot here because I'm trying my hardest to organize my words with this, but they are really making Drew McIntyre to be a thing, but I don't understand really why, other than that he's just had squash matches here and there. And I really don't get, if we are really pushing him that hard, what are we going to do with him right now? I guess is my thing. What do you see Drew McIntyre doing between here and WrestleMania, barring your prediction for Royal Rumble?
Like, I was thinking, if Drew doesn't win the Rumble, I think the idea of Drew versus Brock Lesnar is a really, it could be a really good match.
Sure.
So, they're both pretty good athletes on their own, but it seems like, ever since, they split Drew McIntyre from Dolph Ziggler, they've just been trying to slowly push him to a face thingy. I don't know if they're trying to make him the next Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But, it looks like, I would hope, he gets some kind of main, or at least one world title, whether it's from Brock Lesnar or the WWE. So, I can only hope that they have big hopes for him. But, we've seen that before as well, where they try to build Braun Strowman up, and then nothing came out of it.
Right.
So I just hope, Drew doesn't get stuck in the purgatory.
Is he stuck in babyface heel purgatory? What I mean by that is, right now, I'm incredibly confused on what the heck he is. Is he a babyface? Is he the good guy or a bad guy? I try not to say, oh, he's in between, because, well, if he's in between, that's going to make the matches that he's in even that more confusing. So I don't understand really if he is a full-fledged good guy or a full-fledged bad guy. And I mean, I can give you examples of why it could be either or, but is it from here on out, what is he going to be? I guess is my question.
Yeah. Andrew just pointed in the chat room that Drew's a tweener. I think, it seems like Drew is really able to play the crowd. So I'm thinking more, like you mentioned the term babyface heel. I'm thinking him more of an anti-heel who's good with the mic.
Gotcha.
So, and what I don't know is whether, they're going to turn the switch on him like Seth Rollins, where they come out every week and, do a passion promo or something like that, which really doesn't fit Drew at all.
No.
And I hope they don't do that with him. But, maybe him and Brock Lesnar could be the last two in the Rumble or something like that. But I really hope, I like where Drew is right now, but it could be pretty bad if they don't play him right.
Right. And I really, the Rumble, with him in the Rumble match, I'm very scared for him right now, because what they have booked for him in the cards in the Rumble will play out for the next 3 months about what exactly this character is. Yep. And how are they going to build from whatever he may or may not do in the Rumble. And what's more is this guy has not really had a legitimate storyline program really, I think, since SummerSlam. It's been about good 4 months or 5 months since he's had something built around him. So apart from handicap matches against Hawkins and Ryder, who are baby faces, but then also, having squashes against Akira Tozawa, but then also squashes against regular jobbers, we don't know exactly where he lies. And again, I don't like falling back on, oh, he's a tweener. Well, that's a lazy way of trying to describe Drew McIntyre, okay? It's like saying that, oh, I've got thumbs in the middle for this show. No, you got to make a decision, okay? You make a decision. All right, he's either good or bad. I like the idea of the anti-villain or anti-heel, though. Uh, almost along the lines of, I'm not making direct comparison here, but that's what Steve Austin was. He was the anti-villain. Okay,
Right.
he was the anti-heel that just gradually built and built. Is he going to get to those levels? Absolutely not. No, we're not making that comparison. Just around the base of what this is. Okay. No way that I'm trying to compare the two characters at all. I'm just trying to help you out. Drew McIntyre looking like the Highlander and veins popping out of his forearms, making me feel quite inadequate. CJ brought it up in there. Oh, CJ brought up a real good example. Doom was an anti-villain. The tag team of Ron Simmons and the other guy over in WCW. Go ahead and put it that way. Yeah, the anti-villain is a character that has been very hard to come by. The one guy that I can think of immediately that's always tried to do it and fails miserably is Dolph Ziggler.
I think he tries to be like Shawn Michaels way too much, and that really pisses me off.
Yeah. Oh, Jamel and Andrew bringing it up. Butch Reed is the other guy. Sorry, guys. See, guys, casual fan, okay? I don't remember this stuff. That's why I rely on you guys in there. Video package showing of the big show coming back. They're going to be doing this whole 6-man fist fight thing. Seth Rollins is backstage with AOP. He says words. Ricochet versus Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley getting some camera time. First he got his hand bitten by a thing in the cage. Or actually, he looked into the cage and he was scared crapless or something. I don't know. And Ricochet has just been bouncing around just like he usually does, but actually literally bouncing around program to program, because right now he is in limbo, apparently. I don't know. Oh, God, here we go. All right, yep. If it's a Ricochet match, you know this crap is going to happen. Okay, got to take a sip because I got to prepare for this one. Okay. All right. It's going to be real difficult for Nafis to really chime in on this because he's on the latency of the YouTube, so it's latent by about 10 or 15 seconds. So you are going to be getting okay, this is going to be horrible.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave Doug to be the Wii master here because it's your catchphrase. I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna see. Yes, you get to hear and see it now as it happens. Here we go. I did a really horrible pause right there. Man, that's a full spread eagle right there. Okay. Ricochet go, wee! Oh, God, he has been doing wee absolutely nothing, but now he's doing wee! He's actually doing something. Why is he wee? Why is he in this match? I have no clue. Wee! Why do we care about Mojo Rawley? Why wee? Why do we care about Ricochet? Wee! Holy crap, I care more about the wee ref than I do anything that's happening here. Wee! Hey, Mojo's wearing Maryland colors. Wee! Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, it really takes it out of you, especially when it's only like a 3 or 4 second long GIF. Yeah. It hurts. It hurts. I need a Fat Man Wii now. I need a Fat Man Wii is what I need. Oh, we get that with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens later.
Oh, yes, we will.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, by the way, Kevin Owens' Wii spot that we're going to be showing was actually pretty good. I'm glad they've incorporated the stage into this. Gills, when Ricochet is eliminated from the Rumble, he will go absolutely flying. Oh, I'm praying Keith Lee is in the Rumble.
Oh, God, that would be awesome.
I'm praying Keith Lee is in the Rumble and that he pounces someone into oblivion. Because that spot, I love the pounce. Charlotte Flair had a match against Sarah Logan. Brought this up last week regarding Sarah Logan. How last week they were supposed to have this match last week and it never really started because Sarah Logan and Charlotte Flair just decided they're just going to beat the crap out of each other outside the ring without the bell even ringing. This match was incredibly interesting to me because we finally got a story about the character of Sarah Logan to where the match begins where she's, first off, Charlotte Flair comes to the ring first this time. She's in there, and she's disrobed. She's ready to go. Sarah Logan, immediately, the story is told when she walks from the gorilla position. She gets to the top of the stage, and then instead of walking down the ramp, jumps off the stage and walks alongside the ramp, and is kind of like a mischievous look on her face and everything. And then she gets into the ring, but then starts going outside of the ring and trying to goad Charlotte to go outside of the ring. Throughout this match, from her entrance and into the match and to the end, where she does inevitably tap to the figure 8 leg lock, the story was told of Sarah Logan's character that she doesn't prefer being confined. She's a wild animal. She dresses like one. She tries to sound like one. She tries to do all kinds of things like that. And so she is very, I don't want to say anti-human is the word I want to think of, but she doesn't like doing things that are normal for wrestlers to do. She wants to be the outside of the ring beating you up. No, I'm not walking down the ramp. I'm going to walk down whichever direction I want to go. I may walk on my hands for all I care about. Randy, perfect word. Feral is the best word. Yes, Sarah Logan is feral. Okay, and this was a great match, just in the sake of, now we know what the hell Sarah Logan is. And now she can actually be a part of this show. I'm not saying she's going to win every single damn match and she's going to be doing something worthwhile, but at least we know what the heck she is. Okay? I don't know if you really got the same thoughts as I do about Sarah Logan, Nafis, but it's about time something's happened with her, I guess is the best thing.
This is the second week that they put Sarah Logan and Charlotte together, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, and last week, just to let you know, last week was the first time Sarah Logan had been on TV since Survivor Series. Yeah.
The only thing, takeaway I can think of here is, like, if they are trying to make Sarah Logan and Charlotte fight, like, maybe there's a spot in the Rumble where one eliminates the other.
Mm-hmm.
Which, maybe it's a precursor to some feud, but, I think, I don't know if, they're actually trying to put Sarah Logan over in any way, but It really does seem like she's getting that glorified jobber role, unfortunately.
And that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, for far too long, the way Monday Night Raw's women's roster has always been just Charlotte, Becky, Asuka, Kairi Sane. That's been the entire women's roster. Sarah Logan is actually, I think, apart from Lana and Liv Morgan, who have not really done anything in a wrestling ring with any capacity, she is the only other female who has performed in this ring since Survivor Series on Monday Night Raw. That's kind of, I know you could say, well, damn it, Doug, the same thing's happening on SmackDown. Well, no, not to the extent that it's been happening on Raw.
Right.
Okay, and we're not to point fingers or anything like that about why that's happening, Paul Heyman. But, that's just how it's been. I'm not one to, creative just does what they want to do, Paul Heyman. So, that's just how it is. Who knows? Becky Lynch, she's going to be signing a piece of paper with Asuka in the ring later on. Bork Laser, Paul Heyman, doing this segment out here where Paul Heyman is in there. Everyone starts booing Paul Heyman and Bork Laser. They walk out of the ring. Then they going back in. I love it. Louisville is having a ball, yelling at them, saying that Heyman sucks, and all that good stuff. And Paul Heyman lays on his spiel and everything. If you guys want to listen to it, you can go ahead and check it out on YouTube. I'm not going to read over the damn thing. Some people get a really big hard-on for whenever Heyman talks. Me, it's same old, same old. I'm sorry. But what is not the same old is when R-Truth interrupts Paul Heyman and Bork Laser. Oh, it was in Lexington, Andrew. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Louisville because that's where I'm going to be going later in the summer. Why am I going to Kentucky? Don't ask me. I'm trying to figure that out too. Okay. R-Truth comes to the ring. He is declaring himself for the Royal Rumble and says he cannot wait to toss Paul Heyman over the top rope. Bork Laser is laughing hysterically. Heyman is like, I'm not going. No, you're in the Royal Rumble. You're going to be in the ring with Brock Lesnar. And R-Truth going, so you're not in the Rumble? Oh, my bad. Then he goes, for the first time ever, I am officially undeclaring myself in the Royal Rumble. And then he proceeds to go, I'm sorry, I was in the back, Heyman, and you talk a lot. You just keep going on, and I just don't listen anymore. And so, but we end it with R-Truth getting F5'd in the middle of the ring. Probably one of the better Lesnar-Heyman segments. I'm sorry, but I think Mike Tedesco had a different viewpoint, saying that he loved the heat of Paul Heyman and Bork Laser. He woke the crowd up in Lexington. R-Truth thing went a little too long. He was hoping Lesnar would pin R-Truth for the 24/7 title and just end it, but it kept going. Today is R-Truth's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ron.
Happy birthday, Ron. Just lives right down the road from me over in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh.
I've bumped into him at least 3 or 4 times in my lifetime over here. The best moment I had was at a Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
It was at a Chick-fil-A. Yeah, the man loves Chick-fil-A. What can I say? Let me see. Later on in the segment, it would be shown after the commercial break. Mojo Rawley would pin R-Truth for the 24/7 title. I think R-Truth may have won it back at some point. I'm not sure. All right. So Bork Laser, I'm not going to ask for really stuff from you about Bork Laser because I've got questions for you when it comes to the Royal Rumble and him. Right. So, yeah. But come on. For the love of God. R-Truth, Bork Laser, that was a fantastic segment. Bob Lashley with Lana in tow versus Rusev. Can this just be over with? Please. Can we just end this? Oh, here comes Bob Lashley doing his best Braun Strowman, rounding the corner, spearing the Rusev. I think Lana would get some shenanigans in this. Yeah, Liv Morgan would come down to ringside. Lana would douse her with a cup of Coke. This would distract Rusev, and Bob Lashley would get the win. Yeah. CJ brought it up. R-Truth is 51 years old. No, he is not. Stop it. He ain't 51. He can't be 51. Stop it right now. All right. You don't care about Bob Lashley and Rusev, do you?
Can we scroll down, please?
Okay, we'll scroll down. Okay, fine. All right, we're scrolling down here. Charlie Caruso talking to Bob Lashley. Lana is pissed off, so we're going to have a mixed tag match tomorrow of Bob and Lana versus Rusev and Liv. Oh boy, can't wait. Viking Raiders calling out anyone who wants to get their Raw Tag Team titles. And I'm sitting here going, oh, okay, maybe AOP. No, they've got their little fist fight thingy. Maybe it could be, any other team that just wants to show up from SmackDown. Who knows? No, we get the Singh brothers. They get smashed. All before doing wacky stuff on the stage that makes me feel incredibly awkward. I don't know. I wish I could dance and move like that. That's why I'm going to a chiropractor. Singh brothers getting hurled into each other like lawn darts or whatever. Viking Raiders, yay. Okay. I do have to ask you about this. Do the Viking Raiders, are they a thing in your mind? I mean, like, I am so, like, Viking Raiders, yay, I guess is the best way that I am. Is there a reason why we should, I don't know. Thoughts on the Viking Raiders, please.
I mean, it seems like you mentioned, you're hinting at it, like, I feel like there's going to be a Viking Raiders versus AOP match happening at some point, and the Raiders will definitely lose their title, almost likely, seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think they lost their steam, like, a few months ago. It's, like, sure, like, squashing jobbers is fun and everything, but, like, you can feel in the audience as well. They're just not as flashy anymore.
No.
Yeah, like I just not they're still good competitors, but like it just feels like they're not hyping the crowd up as much any longer as before.
And it's almost like, well, they've gone against every team. They've
That's
had
true.
like
Yeah.
they had month and a half, 2 month long program with Orange County.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
and that was all they really had. Because then before that, after they won the titles, they were just having squash matches.
Right. Yeah.
And if there's anything, if I keep bitching about the women's roster on Raw, I got to start bitching about the tag team division on Raw.
Yeah. Like Jamel just said, right? Like they're in storyline purgatory right now and have no juice, and I agree with that.
Oh yeah, That's something, and AOP is something that can definitely rejuvenate that. It's just when do you pull the trigger on that? And more to it, it's not just okay. We're going to have AOP take the titles from them. What are we doing after that?
Right.
Not just with those two teams. What are we doing after that? Who else are we going to incorporate in this thing? It's slim pickings, very, very slim pickings. In fact, most of your tag teams are over on SmackDown, even though one tag team on SmackDown is bitching about how there isn't tag team wrestling on SmackDown. And those white boys from my state, I don't get it. CJ saying Street Profits, absolutely. You got the Street Profits when they are not being our wandering minstrels backstage, reminding us of what's going on the show. Give them something, I guess. Asuka and Becky are in the ring with Jerry Lawler to sign a piece of paper saying that they are going to do horrible things to each other. Asuka looking as creepy as she ever could, spitting out her lunch in Becky's face. Yes. It's going to be interesting when we get to the Royal Rumble predictions here, talking about this match. By the way, Kairi Sane is now cleared for in-ring competition. She has cleared concussion protocol, official by WWE and her Twitter feed. So, yeah, interesting stuff could be happening in this match. I'm very, very curious about that. Becky did cut an interesting little promo after she got spat in the face, trying to build us all up and rally around her and her questioning her abilities, even though she sure as hell was not doing that last year. Ironically, it was in the same exact match. Yeah, seriously. This is the same match from last year's Royal Rumble. Seriously. I'd go figure. Andrade saying words about Rey Mysterio, calling him a disgrace to Latinos, and then Rey Mysterio gets on a mic and he calls him a disgrace, and everyone's just a disgrace. Let's just put it that way. If you're watching this, you might feel like one. Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy for the third time in a row, because sure, let's do that. Nothing really different happening in these matches except suplexing through the ropes and onto the mats outside. Aleister Black deciding to stomp on Murphy, and it looks like his heel or something no, it's all good. He's all good. Everything is good. CJ, yes, I agree. Save us, Ronda. Save us, Ronda, please. Ronda Rousey isn't here, but we could use her now more than ever. Your winner of this match, again, is Aleister Black. It was a fun match, but just like Drew McIntyre, all right, Nafis, who is in deeper purgatory, Aleister Black or Drew McIntyre?
So they pulled the trigger on Buddy Murphy, so I would imagine that Aleister Black Buddy Murphy rivalry is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I would I would think Drew's in better shape because he gets to have a match every week and he gets to talk and people are into it. Where Aleister Black, when have we had a storyline with him that's more than just him and someone else? It's just I love that guy. He's such a great wrestler. I feel he's not. I mean, he had a pretty good I'm just debating with myself over here.
Sure.
Yeah, he can. I don't know how we can utilize Aleister, but like at the moment, it hopefully like it might be a fresh start for him with some feud going after WrestleMania.
Right.
Hopefully.
The way, well, you kind of hit it right there to where Drew McIntyre, for 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 the most part, starting this week, was in the ring with AJ Styles and Randy Orton, and before that he was having squash matches. Whereas Aleister Black, for the past 2 months, it's been the same guy. And I'm not saying just matches with him. I'm talking about how the program started with Buddy Murphy knocking on his door and leaving a flaming bag of dog poop and running away. Yeah. Okay, that's what this has all been about. The only way that I can think of to bring Aleister Black out of purgatory is it's about high time that he just starts fighting people instead of waiting for people to fight him. He just walks out in a random match and he just kicks someone in the face for no reason whatsoever. Just because you don't like how that guy looks. Something like that. And that could be the way to bring him to the dark side, maybe. I don't know. Or he just comes out there and kicks someone in the face who has horrible ethics. Could do it against someone like Seth Rollins after the Royal Rumble. I'm just throwing it out there. He could go out there and kick anyone in the face that he does not like, is what it is. It's Andrew. Time for Black to seek people out. Yep, that's what I says. CJ saying at least he's married to Zelina. Well, we don't care about his real life. Okay, this is a real life show talking about not real life things. Okay, that's what this is. The fist fight is coming soon. But first, Eric Rowan needs to come out and show us that he has a cage with a burlap sack over it, and he's fighting a little guy again. But this time, he beats the guy up. Rowan put his hand into the cage. Whatever it is in there bit him and bloodied up his hand, or he squeezed a ketchup packet or something. And then Rowan gets in the ring, completely destroys the jobber, Iron Claw, finishes him off, then brings him to the outside and shoves his face in. No, he didn't. He just smeared his hand all over the dude's face, and his face is covered in ketchup, is what it is. Yeah. Eric Rowan in the cage. I am glad that we are now incorporating whatever the hell is in this thing with blood packets now, where we've got people looking in there, they're running away screaming. We have hands being put in there, and they come out, I guess, mangled in some way. I'm waiting for someone to have their nose shoved in there, and then they pull it out, and it's just bloodied up. I'm just waiting for this kind of stuff. But I guess my thing is, how is this really what Eric Rowan is going to be known for throughout the tenure of his career now? This is repackage number 6 for him.
Ooh,
okay. He's gone through way more repackages than Wade Barrett. Okay. So is this the one that he is going to stay with? And if so, will we ever see the cage? Will we ever see what's inside the damn cage?
Yeah, so I think this is something that Mike and Victoria and the people in Poster were discussing as well. Even WWE doesn't know what's in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very much true, because it seemed they started off with this weird cage thing, and then people are buying it, and so it seems to be getting popular. So as things go, they'll stretch it out as long as they can.
Yeah.
Aside, it would be great to see Aleister Black being involved in this storyline somehow.
Yes,
that is. But like you mentioned, maybe this is the repackaging of Rowan that we get right now, a solo act, just him and some mysterious cage and some jobbers. Yeah, it's gonna be it'll have to be. It's getting to the point where it's so hyped right now that it's only gonna disappoint after some amount of time.
The only way they can really keep this going is we need merchandise. We need to be selling some merchandise here.
Yep.
We need to be selling miniature cages with burlap sacks over them. Okay, we need to be selling and capitalizing on this stuff. Okay, T-shirts with the cage on it. Okay,
Yeah.
something. We gotta get something out of this. Okay, and when I mean something, I mean a good chunk of money out of this.
Absolutely.
Is what I need. Finally, the fist fight. 6-man tag, Big Show, Joey Samoa and Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins and AOP, those magnificent hunks of people. Okay, so we don't get a Kevin Owens running up the wall. That was the spot that I was thinking of, where Kevin Owens ran up along this curved wall and did a little flippin' senton thingy on a bunch of people. So we've got a Razar hanging out, it looks like, on the table, and Samoa Joe is going to, wee. That is so wee. He looks like he's going, wee. He looks like he's on a water slide, wee. Yeah, an invisible water slide, wee. Log flume is what it looks like. Oh, that's what it looks like, wee. Okay, that's good. Yeah, just a fat man, just splashing down. Taking the Nestea plunge.
Yeah, he got some knees in the back, though.
Oh, yeah. He did take some knees to the back there.
Yeah.
Ooh, he did. Yeah, he took some knees. That's not good. But your winners in this match, after Buddy Murphy interjected himself because he was all depressed from losing to Aleister Black for an entire 2 commercial breaks sitting up against the barricade. Your winners of this match would be Seth Rollins and AOP after Buddy Murphy punched him in the jewels. The Big Show would be taken care of, I guess, by Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins by just landing on a table. Okay. Yes, there they are. Their hands in victory. Formidable people. And Buddy Murphy, oh yeah, soaking in this Messiah thing. Buddy Murphy has now really, this is now in. We are 100% into this now. The Monday Night Messiah of Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy looks like he's just come back from, basically a televangelist show. Hands raised, open palms, eyes closed, looking straight in the air. Yes, Lord Rollins, save me. That's what it is, okay? Buying into it. Are we seriously? I want to see Buddy Murphy dressed up as a Jehovah's Witness, walking around, knocking on everyone's locker room doors, saying, "Do you have a minute to talk about the Rollins?" I gotta have this. Big question though is, Nafis, what do you name this stable?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
What are you going to name this stable? Because we can't. It's not the Authority.
Oh, I would say Church of Rollins, maybe, or something like that.
The Church of Rollins.
Yeah, keeping it simple.
Yeah.
He seems to be pretty infatuated with himself.
Rollins Ministry. No,
it's not bad.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Seth and the Rollinsettes.
Yeah, that's a good
Seth
one.
and the Rollinsettes. Let me see. Rollinettes. Oh, okay. Rollinettes sounds a lot better. I don't know. Where we go? The Church of Burning It Down? No, that's not good at all. That's horrible. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the final episode of Wrestleview Weekly for that joke. I did not mean for that to come out the way that it did. Everyone, give us your suggestions in there. I will probably forget the question that I just asked. Seth Rollins' experience featuring Buddy Murphy, says Jamel. What did everyone think of the show? 54% gave it a thumbs down, which is pretty much par for the course, because Raw is always a horrible show because everyone watches Monday Night Raw. Yes, but not everyone watches the other show that we're going to talk about. Only less than 750,000 people watch this show, and everyone who watches AEW will immediately remind everyone of this. But let's go ahead and face facts. This show is the better show. All right. NXT. I will be honest, of all the shows that I watch for this website and this show, this is the one show that I record all the shows on DVR, but this is the one show that I don't fast forward through. I actually sit down and watch the entire show. And I'm trying to figure out for the life of me how that's possible other than it's so fast-paced compared to the other programs. First off, we started off with an in memory of Rocky Johnson, The Rock's father, who passed away earlier last week. Yeah, and there was another passing in wrestling that happened, that was announced today, that we will get into over the news. Randy in the chat room bringing up, we should call him the Orthodoxy, is what we should call him. Okay. Starting off the show, Keith Lee making his way to the ring. I want to say that there are only a handful of performers, I believe, in professional wrestling that are keeping people in professional wrestling and entertained by professional wrestling. Keith Lee is absolutely one of those people. You know, it used to be for me back in the day, Rusev was one. Damien Sandow was another. Keith Lee is now one of those for me.
I agree with you. He's really awesome. Like a great athlete and just entertaining.
And strikes me on the mic. I am honestly amazed how good he is on a mic. And I think it's only because he rarely ever talked. But when he does, he's fantastic. He starts talking about how he's the number one contender for the North American Championship. Out comes Roderick Strong and Adam Cole and all of Undisputed Era, and they start beating the crap out of him. There they go. It's not hard to tell which one Keith Lee is and who the other four are. I'm not saying because the four guys have different pigmentation than the other guy. I'm just saying one guy's got pink shoes. So, if you were watching this on mute, you would think that you saw four guys beating up a guy for wearing pink shoes. And I would think that that's legitimate. I could completely concur with this. You need to take those shoes off right now, Keith. You're embarrassing us. But no, they're just beating him up and stuff. They put his ankle in a chair, and Roderick Strong jumped off the ropes and stomped on it. And so Tomato Chomper comes out to check on Keith Lee and bum rush everyone else out because, Tomato Chomper is way more of a menacing force than Keith Lee is. Yeah, thanks for the save there, Tomato. Okay. I don't know if I can really add anything to that other than I wish Keith Lee had a match. But we had darn near close to it later on in the program with a segment happening. Finn Balor is going against Johnny Gargano at NXT TakeOver Portland in February. They reminded us of that. Tegan Nox is returning after being kicked into a cage by Dakota Kai back during the NXT TakeOver War Games 3 back in November. She is going to be in this rumble of sorts to determine the number one contender for the women's title of the NXT Persuasion. Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, the Broserweights, versus Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. Oh, shit. Oh, God, we got a double wee going on here. God. All right. Gotta get sources in here. My mouth is dry. Oh. These are exceptionally whispery, thin characters right here. All right. Here we go. People from the UK also go, well, oh, God, wee! Good, this is a longer clip than I was anticipating, thank God. Wee! You know, the UK do it a lot better than those that are from the States because they actually land on their feet. Wee! You can see they just don't decide to land shoulder first or wee! Or depend on a large group of people or anything like that. Wee! Wow, very color coordinated too. Wee! It's like a flash of purple and white and wee! And milky skin. That's enough of that. Okay. It's hard. It's tough to do. It's so tough to do. Okay. God, not another one! Another one to death. Mike, you son of a bitch. Of all the gifts that you're finding me, all right, wee! Okay, you know everything that I said, a wee! How they like to land on their feet, wee! Oh, God, I am so wrong. Wee! I should take a shot at tequila for that shit right now. Wee! Nope. That's ooh! No, it's not ooh, it's wee! Dear God damn it, Mike. Mike Tedesco, you're a horrible human being for putting 2 of those back-to-back in your recap. Randy's saying Mike's just effing with Douglas. You're goddamn right he is. He's doing this on purpose. Do you guys notice when you check out the videos for this show, Mike makes a thumbnail for this show every single time I finish with it, usually about a day or 2 afterwards. Every single show, the picture of me is holding this goddamn tequila bottle. Every single one of them. It's either that or I'm taking a drink of some kind, okay?
That's cool.
That's very cruel. It's neat. But also tells me that, Mike, you're focused on some things here. You're relying on Nafis to get me plastered, aren't you? Seriously, that's what Mike is doing right now. He knows what's happening, Nafis. He knows what's happening. Do you watch NXT UK at all?
I don't, to be honest.
Okay. I only asked, did you, and you probably didn't see the NXT TakeOver show they had last week, did you?
I watched some of the highlights, I believe, but it's been a while, so I can't really remember.
Okay.
'Cause I always, like, one thing I try to do is, like, NXT, I do try to catch the highlights on YouTube if possible, because, like you mentioned, fast-paced, fun matches.
Oh, yeah. There's, well, the reason I bring it up is because of this Flash Morgan Webster, and, yeah, this is how great I think they are, because I can't remember the other guy's name. Andrews. Mark Andrews. These guys, they are your flippy-dippy tag team of NXT UK. But the weird thing about, and I bring up NXT UK when it comes to this tag team match in particular, in that this is seriously what every single tag team match in NXT UK is like. It is incredibly fast-paced. Counter for counter for counter. There's no regard for when a double team is happening or not. But it's done smoothly in comparison to AEW, where people just walk into the ring and do whatever the hell they want, regardless of a tag or not. But in the UK, and I'm going to play the GIF. I'm not going to say we the whole time, okay, because I got to have something playing here. But this is, again, this is what tag teams in the UK are. If you like NXT on USA, check out NXT UK. It is actually more of the same. The only difference is that we're throwing way more honors and respects in it than we normally would in America. Just because you got Volta and Imperium saying that they don't want to, tarnish the mat. The mat is sacred. But even though they do bad things that tarnish the mat anyway, because that's what heels do.
Yep.
That's what
I forget, does NXT UK have a tag team championship, or is it just
Yes, they do. Yeah, they actually, on their TakeOver show, they had a fatal 4-way ladder match for the tag team titles. Oh, it was a car crash and a half. Oh, yeah. Car crash and a half. Tons of setting up of furniture everywhere. Matt Riddle doing a neutralizer outside, but they said it was a botch driver, gotch-style driver. No, that's neutralizer is what that is.
Yeah.
That's what happens there. My girlfriend reacts the same as Webster does when I have her in that position too.
That's fair.
Legs flailing everywhere, We need more of that in wrestling. Whenever anyone is in a precarious situation, flail your legs to and fro. Okay? Show that you don't want to be in the position that you are in right now. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, I said botch driver. That's what it, yeah, actually, I think that's a Young Bucks move. Anyway, Riddle and Dunn win, and they shrug. Because, what are you going to do? I don't know. That's what Dunn's saying. I don't know. I guess. I'm not going to smile. Okay. More stuff happening. Tomato Chomper comes out to the ring, calls out Undisputed Era, and they come on out and try to beat him up. But this time, Johnny Gargano comes out for a save, and everyone gets the DIY feels.
Yeah.
And so we're brought back to 2 years ago. Great. That means that from now on, probably every single takeover show that's going to happen is going to revolve around DIY and Tomato Chomper and Johnny Gargano, because that's what every single takeover show was.
Yeah.
Screw the titles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong, some of the matches were fun, but for the love of God, they milked it dry. Holy crap, look who's showing up to be Kushida's partner in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. It is Alex Nocelli. Alex Shelley coming out to team up with Kushida, reuniting the Time Splitters from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I did not know that off the top of my head. Someone had to tell me this. I'm a casual guy, guys. I'm going against the grizzled young veterans who are Zach Gibson and Wesley Drake from the NXT UK. This was a very, very fun match with more. I'm not doing any more wheeze. God damn it, Mike. No, these aren't wheeze. No, these actually aren't wheeze. These are not wheeze, and these are not Fat Man wheeze. They're more along the lines of, ah! Yeah, they're just flailing, leaping over the top rope. That's what it is.
That sounds worse for your throat.
Oh, it is. It is worse for my throat because they go, ah! But I'm not going to do it again. But your winners of the match were the grizzled young veterans. Even though we get some nifty little tag team double teamy stuff from the Kushida and the Alex Shelley doing cartwheels for no reason whatsoever. I don't know. Does that really add any velocity to a drop kick? I don't know.
Nope, he was at a standstill, so probably not.
Probably not, no. But the grizzled young veterans winning. The Twitter up in arms, immediately saying they are dumping NXT to watch AEW. They can't stand it anymore. Why would they have Alex Shelley be buried by two guys that I don't know? Maybe it's because they're trying to entice you to watch the program that those two are on. My question, Nafis, my question here. I don't know if you're familiar with Shelley and Kushida teaming up before.
I'm actually not. No.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so with you seeing them lose, it did not affect you in any way whatsoever.
Oh God, no. I tuned up for the last 30 minutes since it started NXT, so.
Yeah, there you go. Gills brought up a bing because the better team won. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah. Who'd have thunk that, you know? But did you watch this episode of NXT?
No, I read the recaps.
Oh, read the recaps. Yeah. Okay. Because I just kind of bring it up. If you are not familiar, the 4 teams that made up the 8 teams of this tournament for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, all 4 of them from NXT UK.
Right.
If you're not familiar with them, I do encourage you to check it out. Okay. Not watch it every week or anything like that. Just catch a random episode and just see what you think. Okay. Again, it plays a lot like NXT. Video package airing of Lio Rush and Isaiah Swerve Scott, because they're going to be in a triple threat match with Tyler Breeze to determine the #1 contendership for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. But there's something about that we'll touch on in a little bit. Robert Stone and Chelsea Green are walking outside of NXT and Arena saying that, you know what? For this to be Chelsea Green's debut and it's going to be with 11 other girls, nah, screw this. Nah, Chelsea's not going to be in this match. We're pulling her from the Rumble. Nah, she's too good for this. No, you'll get a debut of her where we can really showcase her. And so, big thumbs up for that. And also, we're kind of seeing again Robert Stone, Sami Zayn, a renaissance of male managers is what we're seeing. And I'm really, really, really digging it. Let me see. Triple threat match for this Cruiserweight title is not necessarily for a #1 contendership. It is to earn a slot in a Cruiserweight title match at Worlds Collide that is going to be a fatal 4-way. Huh.
Ooh.
Okay. You know, a lot of stuff happened in this match involving flips and landing on the outside, including this spot by Lio Rush and Isaiah Scott that they did on 205 Live the week prior. So it's nothing new, but if you were enamored by it, that's awesome. Tyler Breeze is right there just to honestly just get beat up by two nimble and virile gentlemen. So that's the only reason he's there. In fact, I think he was the one that got pinned by Isaiah Swerve Scott. So Swerve Scott going on to a fatal four-way where Angel Garza will be defending the Little Critter title. Kathy Kelly backstage with Rhea Ripley. She's saying words about how she doesn't care who she's facing at the after the Battle Royal because she's going to be facing Toni Storm at Worlds Collide. So why is any of this happening? I don't know. Why should I care? Thanks a bunch, Rhea Ripley. We are outside of the NXT arena. Keith Lee, let me see. How do I make this? During the Battle Royal, crap is happening outside of NXT arena where Tomato Chomper and Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano are trying to fend off Undisputed Era. And I hope that in this recap, Mike has put the glorious gif of Keith Lee pouncing a security guard into oblivion. All right. Number one contenders Battle Royale. I'm going to list off these names, Nafis.
Yep.
And a simple yes or no, do you recognize the name?
Great.
Okay. Candice LeRae.
Yep.
Mia Yim.
Yep.
Bianca Belair.
Yep.
Casey Catanzaro.
Yep.
Mercedes Martinez.
Nope.
Shotzi Blackheart.
Nope.
Santana Garrett.
Nope.
Be thankful for that one. Caden Carter.
Nope.
Diana Porrazu.
No.
No. Indy Hartwell.
Nope.
Jessica Mia.
Nope.
MJ Jenkins.
Nope.
Catalina?
Is it the same Catalina from Sin Cara's Valet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately. Vanessa Bourne.
Nope.
Zaya Lee.
Yep.
Okay. Io Shirai.
Yep.
Tegan Knox.
Yep.
And Shayna Baszler.
Oh, yep.
Well, wait. Shayna Baszler? That's right. Now that Chelsea Green got out of the Rumble, that extra slot was taken up by Shayna Baszler. Who'da thunk it? That's right, Jamel. Catalina is also known as Luchadora. We have labeled her as Luchadora.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, so bear in mind here that I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 women in this battle royale. And of those 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, half of them don't even know. Like, just oblivious to. Okay.
Are they next to UK folks, or are they just actually
none of them are from NXT UK.
Great.
Okay, so here we go. I'll go ahead and do this. Mercedes Martinez was just brought into the Performance Center. Good. She was just signed into the Performance Center. She's big on the indie scene, is her. Shotzi Blackheart, this is her second appearance on NXT television after she had a match. She had a match against someone I can't remember. It was a taped match for Christmas or New Year's Day is what it was. Santana Garrett, you don't want to know who Santana Garrett is. This is her third appearance. The last two matches she had were against Tainara Conti and Io Shirai, and oh my God, were they horrible. Oh, man. Buffering is the best way to describe it.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Just her body's set up. She's doing the hip toss. She's doing a body slam. Oh, God, it's bad.
That's surprising, because Io Shirai, I would imagine, could carry a match.
You would think so. But this isn't Io Shirai's fault. That is Santana Garrett's fault.
Gotcha.
Caden Carter is the consummate jobber of the NXT women's division. Diana Perazzo, second appearance by her. She appeared on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve or something on Monday Night Raw, where she faced Charlotte. Charlotte Flair, and she's been at the Performance Center and stuff. Indy Hartwell, same thing, Performance Center standout. Jessie Camilla, yes, Performance Center. MJ Jenkins, I am honest, I don't know what an MJ Jenkins is. I'm right there with you. That's the only one I do not know. And Vanessa Bourne is alongside Aaliyah, where they try to be the beautiful people. But this is the first time that she had been on TV since November. So, yeah, that's why you don't know her. All kinds of women are doing all kinds of wacky shit in the ring, including Casey Catanzaro flipping off of Caden Carter's back, which is kind of neat. I'd like to keep on looking at that, if you don't mind. Can we? Yeah, no offense, Nafis. I'm just not going to pay attention to you right now. I'm just going to actually look at this.
Yeah, I'm also going to.
Yeah, let's just look at. Yeah, let's just gel this for about 3 or 4 seconds. Take a sip of something, admire it. Okay. All right, enough of that. Bianca Belair eliminated Candice LeRae by doing that, putting her face into a post. Yay. Also, Dakota Kai would appear and eliminate Tegan Nox from the match because, yeah, that's what she wanted to do. And so that's what she did. She eliminated Dakota Kai. Tegan Nox. Whatever. Who else is getting eliminated here? Shotzi Blackheart has got very neon green hair, and she just eliminated Shayna Baszler. Yeah. And so it begins. Questions for you after we go over. The match would end with Bianca Belair and Io Shirai are the last ones in the ring, and Belair would eliminate Io Shirai, drop to her knees, scream loudly, have her hand raised in victory, because she will be facing Rhea Ripley at some time. I don't know. Sometime. But let's get back to this thing of the neon green-haired lady that you had never heard of dumping the one woman that you damn well know in NXT. When I said so it begins, I think it's pretty safe to say that now we are tired of Shayna Baszler being the NXT Women's Champion. Not tired, but I mean that has been played out. It's now time for her to build up some talents, to maybe pace for her inevitable switch to another brand. Maybe is what it's kind of looking like. Do you think that Shayna Baszler is up for this, to where she builds younger talent? Because she's been in matches with, say, like Candice LeRae, Bianca Belair, Kairi Sane before she switched over, Io Shirai. All of those names are, though, apart from Belair, those were all pretty experienced performers.
Right.
Do you think, did Shayna Baszler do a good enough job in boosting the credibility of Bianca Belair enough to be able to boost the name of this neon green-haired lady that you have never seen before?
Bianca Belair, absolutely. Like, she definitely like put her over. This new, so is she signed to NXT yet, or is she still like part of the Performance Center?
Oh, she's signed.
Okay.
Yeah, she is signed.
So yeah, like, I mean, the first thing I think is like, is this just like a putting over single match thing, or are they going to put a feud with her? But that being said, like, I think Shayna definitely needs to get into the main roster, and I can see her having maybe one more feud before WrestleMania, because, I mean, I feel like she's going to jump to Raw or SmackDown the day after WrestleMania.
That's what it seems. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
So, but I, like, you know, if it means that she can put over a younger talent as a feud, then that's awesome. Like, if she has the potential. So, but, like, you know, I don't want to see her to be that person, like, you know, being the John Cena, like, putting other people over. Like, she definitely has so much more to win as a title, like, you know, as a women's champion. So it's like, I mean, she definitely does a good job. She did with Bianca for sure. But I don't think this single match is enough. Probably because like people just don't know about green-haired person yet as much.
Right. Yeah, this only being her second
Yeah,
appearance
right.
and everything. Demetrius, I think his name, Dominic or whoever. I'm so sorry because your name just vanished from me. Could Shayna Baszler appear at WrestleMania? Maybe. Maybe. CJ bringing up that Shayna doesn't see main roster until mid to late 2020. Well, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with, putting her on the back burner until, say, SummerSlam. But that means you better start thinking about what is she going to be doing in between that time. Okay? Her spending the next 3 months to build up neon green-haired lady, sure. I can buy into that. But after she's done with that, I have no idea what she's going to be doing other than maybe trying to vie for the title again or try to push someone else or try to build up Shafir and Duke, her two stablemates that we have not seen in a very long time. What happened to all the talk about the Four Horsemen and against the Four Horsewomen? Where does that talk go? Wow, we are almost a calendar year since all of that talk was happening. It's kind of amazing. Unless they're waiting for Shafir and Duke to improve that. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking maybe. But they wouldn't bring them in alongside Baszler.
Right.
In fact, I don't even see Duke and Shafir sniffing main roster for a long time. It's a long, long time until that happens. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the NXT show. What did everyone think of the NXT show? 88% gave it a thumbs up, and of course, that's par for course. NXT is always the better show because nobody watches NXT. By the way, I am asked on a frequent basis, and when I mean frequent basis, I mean never. Doug, why don't you cover AEW? It's so refreshing. It has the different production quality of WWE. It has different performers than You might even remember some of the performers. It's a neat show. You ought to check it out. No, here is reason number 2 why I don't watch AEW. I'm just going to let that sink in. If you could just watch that. That is Christopher Daniels trying hard. Last week on AEW, Johnny Moxley made a grand entrance in a vehicle driving into the arena, but his music never played, and Justin Roberts' ring-announced microphone was cutting off every 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta add, Christopher Daniels is someone I was excited to see in AEW because back in when TNA was actually good,
yeah.
There's a few names I remember. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, Fallen Angel was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing this GIF makes me so sad.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that.
No, it's it just happens.
Yeah. This was in a match against, I think that's Ray Phoenix Jr., right. I think is who that is down there. Yeah, so... yeah, that's why I don't watch AEW. All right. Brace yourselves. Buckle in tight, kids. There is a lot of news to talk about. I'm going to try to fly through it, but there's a lot of contract talks. There's a lot of people going to different places or saying that they aren't going to other places. And unfortunately, there are some passings. Bring up the stuff. The G Fuel. I've got my G Fuel right here. Sorry, here we go. Once again, if the thing will load up. Yeah, we saw the passing last week of Rocky Johnson, father of The Rock, passed away at the age of 75. It was first announced by the Cauliflower Alley Club out of Iowa. No cause of death has been announced just yet. I don't want to go over his entire itinerary and resume because it is quite extensive. But Another performer that passed away and just reported today was Canadian pro wrestler Steve Gillespie, also known as Dr. Hannibal. Here he is as a jobber, passed away at the age of 56. Known as Dr. Hannibal, found dead in his car yesterday. No details about his death right now. But during the 80s and 90s, he worked in many federations in Canada, Stampede, Canadian Rocky Mountain. Held a lot of titles, a lot of tag team titles alongside Steve Wild and Eric Freeze. But he used the gimmick of Dr. Hannibal in the Japanese promotion FMW, where he would occasionally tag team with Dr. Luther. They were part of the Nightmare Collective. If you want a complete mind fuck from the 80s and 90s, I encourage you to watch FMW. It has a plethora of death matches. Do you like barbed wire? Do you like explosions? Do you like time bombs? Do you like people encased in cages with a timer going off and an annoying ambulance siren going out for 5 minutes to warn you that a bomb is going off? FMW is for you. Onita Atsushi. That's all I got to say about that. Also, WWE would issue a statement on the passing of Rocky Johnson. It's very extensive. TLDR. Sorry. All right. So, remember all that crazy, wacky shit that was happening on the Twitter with Tessa Blanchard? Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one news that definitely stuck out with me for the last 7 days.
Yeah. Well, the inevitable happened. She did become the Impact World Champion, which would, again, remind everyone that she's a racist. But then she would decide to release a statement about all these accusations of bullying and racism. And it reads as this, quote, "Over the last week, I have been accused of calling a fellow wrestler a racial slur. To read this allegation has been personally upsetting. To be clear, I absolutely did not use that word. That word is not in my vocabulary. That word is not in my heart. Racism is not in my heart. Yet I know many people have to deal with racism in a way I will never have to. Racism is an awful part of American history, and it is equally awful that it's still part of our society today. While I did not do what was claimed, I stand ready to use my platform to support the fight against racism. However, I can..."
I think Cedar put it right. Like in a facepalm. That's really it.
Notice how she did not apologize for bullying. I'm not a racist, but I'm an asshole. Okay? I have no problem with people of color, but I have a problem with people in general. Okay? Yeah. Made no mention of spitting on her, on the young lady that she called a racial slur, that she claims that she does not know racial slurs. So, yeah. But if you thought that was the only shit show that you could really enjoy from Impact, have we got a treat for you. They've been banned from Twitch.
I did not know that.
Oh, this is a fun one. After their show Saturday, Twitch...
Impact Wrestling, yes. I did hear. Yes.
Impact Wrestling has been banned from Twitch after airing a quote-unquote raunchy, naughty segment involving Rob Van Dam, where there was whipped cream and women in thongs with their tops off. Private areas were blurred. But that was the reason why... let's read Twitch's policy on... I mean, because we're streamers. We're streamers here. We need to know this stuff. Nudity and sexually explicit content or activities such as pornography, sexual acts or intercourse, and sexual services are prohibited. Content or activities that threaten or promote sexual violence or exploitation are strictly prohibited and may be reported to law enforcement. Child exploitation may be reported to authorities via the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. Sexually suggestive content or activities is also prohibited, although they may be allowed in educational contexts or for pre-approved licensed content, in each case subject to additional restrictions. Impact Wrestling has not commented on this ban as of yet. It is not known how long the ban span will be 4. But for the time being, Impact can only be viewed on Access TV, which the contract will be expiring in the end of the year. TNA. God, they are pieces of work. What an organization.
Yeah.
Really. But now you know. And Nafis, now, again, you're no whipped cream, no women in thongs, no blurred out topless things while you're playing Red Dead Redemption.
Good to know.
2. Okay.
I always put a mature audience only warning just in case with all the COPPA stuff that's been happening.
Oh, yes. And believe me, there have been times I've thought about streaming Magic the Gathering, and I got a lot of shit I got to censor playing that card game. Triple H has apologized on social media to Paige for making an inappropriate joke over a conference call. If you did not see this, Triple H kind of made a really bad joke.
I read that. Yeah, that's really... Yeah.
And he talked about the health of the performers is key to everything before mentioning that Edge has family, while Paige, quote, probably has some kids that she didn't know about. That joke did not go over well, leading to outrage online because internet. Paige also responded by saying, quote, even my boss jokes about me. No wonder you guys still do too. Well played, Paige. Well played. Triple H would tweet out to, he says that he reached out to Paige and it says in the tweet, I've reached out to Paige to apologize. I made a terrible joke, and I'm sorry if it offended her or anyone else. Take note, Tessa Blanchard.
This pointed that out as well. Yep.
This is how you do it. This is how you apologize. You apologize for what you did. You say what you did was bad, and you apologize for offending everyone involved. Period. Tessa Blanchard, this is how professionals act. Try it. Who knows what may happen. WWE's next South Dakota event. I'm sorry, South Dakota. It's always in South Dakota. Was reportedly set, but no name was made. It's set to be Thursday, February the 20th. Was the initial report last Sunday. But then another report would come out 2 days later saying that, no, we're going to do this on February the 27th and not the 20th. Why? Because it's running in conjunction with other events that they have going on immediately following. They are learning their lessons from having South Dakota events and having them immediately follow pay-per-view events. After that show, 2 days later, no, imagine, Thursday they're in South Dakota. Friday they got to do a SmackDown show. Saturday they do house shows, and Sunday they have pay-per-view. That's what was going to be happening. They are learning their lessons, so no South Dakota shows on the week of a pay-per-view. People are making money. Elias has signed to a multi-year extension with the company. Who would know such a thing? WWE Backstage on Fox Sports 1 would know such a thing. He has signed a multi-year contract. So there you go. That's what they're saying. And I believe them because it's WWE. Unlike other things. This coming down the pipe yesterday, former WWE Tag Team Champ Sylvain Grenier has returned to the WWE as an agent for the company. This is interesting. Maybe to work alongside the newly hired agent Lance Storm? Maybe. Maybe it's to scout out future talent in Canada? Maybe. Could we be going so far as to they're building up enough agents and scouts to where we're going to possibly see another NXT branch in Canada? Could be. They're doing it in India. They are doing it they've done it in England. They're doing it in South America. They're doing it in China, Australia. Why not Canada? They ain't going to Japan. We know that. They're never going to Japan. There's way too much crap going on in Japan. Ashley, in the chat room, Team Canada, insert number for point zero. Okay. Gil saying, isn't Conway there as well? Yes, Conway was there as well. Yes. CJ saying NXT maple syrup for NXT Canada. AEW has signed an extension with TNT for their TV deal to go through 2023, including a second night of programming. Whether this is another live show, whether it's a taped show, a recap show, who the hell knows? But for the love of God, another show where I can find some great stuff and more reasons why I don't watch AEW. You're not looking forward to that. You don't care about this at all, do you, Nafis?
Yeah, I started being pretty hyped with AEW, but then it's definitely gone down the interest level quite a bit.
I was about to say, now when did the decline in interest start? Like, when did that start?
Like Double or Nothing, I would say. Like,
wow, okay.
Big show, hyped it all up, and then they debuted pretty good as well. But I would say, I've barely watched AEW since, December?
Oh, wow.
I've definitely been keeping up with the recaps, because, say what you want about the show, Chris Jericho still got it.
Yes.
He's amazing on the mic and everything. So that's, been my highlight of AEW. But overall, it feels like that Christopher Daniels clip that you showed me, not that hot as much anymore.
Yeah. Jamel saying, damn, Nafis, that was quick.
Casual fans, man.
For me, I've only caught maybe 1 or 2 episodes of AEW. I record it all the time on my DVR, but I inevitably start deleting them without even watching them. And it's honestly because of the stupid stuff I see on Twitter revolving around them. And also, okay. Just like with our post shows of WWE pay-per-views, I got to say some positive things about AEW. So I will. My number one positive thing, I love Orange Cassidy. I'm sorry. I love this guy. After watching a couple of his matches on our show here,
that was a great show.
I've fallen in love with him. Okay, love him, love him, love him, love him. He would never fly in the WWE. This where he is where he's made to be, and that's fine. Okay, but he is the only beacon of light I see in AEW. Everything else is just, it's bad. It's really bad. Not TNA levels bad, but I don't know. More news on the money front of people getting money. Dr. Robotnik has signed with AEW for a multi-year announcing. No, that's Taz.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, that's Taz. Seriously, someone said that he looked like Dr. Robotnik. And
I can see it.
He sure as hell does. Dear Lord. Look at him. Look at him. He's just a tub of fun. Oh, boy. Okay, so Taz is now going to be an announcer with AEW, potentially either taking the place of someone who is there right now or being a part of the second show that they're going to be having. Okay. I don't know if he could replace anyone who's on the 3-man team they have right now on their show. Excalibur has a place. Shivani has a place. JR, JR is the embodiment of all of our grandfathers. Okay. Yeah. He has absolutely no idea what's happening, but he knows that the kids like it. You know. Mashuna Green, Orange Cassidy is the best thing on AEW. Without Cole, Taz is just kind of meh. What else? Ashley saying he looks nothing like Jim Carrey, though. That is true.
That's true.
That is very true. JR has become an actual okay boomer. Yeah, he sure has, Ashley. Also, more different signings in different positions. Marty Scurll has reportedly signed a new deal with Ring of Honor to include lead booking duties. He is now going to be a major role in the programming and storyline development. He would tell the talent in the locker room this while wearing those shades and keeping his mouth wide open. No, he didn't do that. No. Nick Aldis addressed his appearance at a Ring of Honor appearance that happened here in North Carolina. He addressed this on an episode of NWA Power last week, where this was going to be leading to an inter-promotional match for the Hard Times pay-per-view of the NWA, where Nick Aldis facing Flip Gordon from the Ring of Honors. Just as much as we talk about how AEW and New Japan would be teaming up to do stuff, NWA Power and Ring of Honor, I am totally for. In fact, I think NWA ROH will have a way better time building from each other than AEW New Japan. I don't know if it's because of, linguistics and language barriers with New Japan and AEW, or if it's just with, establishment and notoriety with Ring of Honor, honestly wanting to take advantage of NWA Power being popular on YouTube right now. I mean, honestly, I think of all the YouTube content apart from the WWE's YouTube content, NWA Power is up there. Okay. Have you, Nafis, ever checked out an episode of NWA Power?
Have not.
Okay. Episode 4. Number 4 is the only one you need to see. Because Aaron Stevens, Damian Sandow, makes his debut.
That's interesting.
Okay. Names that are in NWA Power that you would be familiar with. Aaron Stevens, previously known as Damian Sandow. Ken Anderson.
He's still wrestling. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's still wrestling. He's there. Scott Steiner just debuted. Let me see. Colt Cabana, who is now he's a champion of some sort. Let me see. Gosh. Damn it. Tennessee, redneck guy. Used to team with Cade. Trevor Murdoch. Trevor Murdoch.
Yes.
Trevor Murdoch is there. Trevor Murdoch is a treasure. He is a treasure on there. Anyone else that you would recognize? Those are the ones. Rock and Roll Express make cameos everywhere, But the characters that are the most fun right now are Aaron Stevens and this guy known as the Question Mark. I'm just leaving it at that. He wears a mask. It has a question mark on it. He's known as the Question Mark. He specializes in Mondrovian karate.
Okay.
I'm just leaving it at that. When we said that kayfabe is strong, it is no stronger than in NWA Power. Okay. James Storm. James Storm is there as well. Okay, so if you really want a refresher, AEW is not where you go. It's NWA Power.
I do miss Sandow. He was a good one.
Oh yeah. Rhea Ripley is going to be appearing at Evolve 144 for a meet and greet. Thought she was going to have a match, didn't you? Brian Cage's wife announced that her husband is a free agent. He is no longer with Impact Wrestling, but he has not signed with AEW, which tells you that's a smart man. But at the same time, why is his wife telling us this? Why? Is she on the Twitter more than he is? I don't know. 6 brand new recruits for the WWE's Performance Center. Here we go. The aforementioned Mercedes Martinez is one, her real name Jasmine Benitez. She made her debut for the WWE at the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic in 2017 and returned for the second edition of the tournament the year following. Next one, Emily Emily Smith is what I'm going to call her. I can't pronounce her last name, but she's from Powell, Tennessee. How can you have such an unpronounceable name, but you're from Tennessee? She brings diverse athletic background to Orlando. She's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and trains in taekwondo. She competed on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's The Titan Games and was the first female champion of said games. Anthony Francis, 6'5", 330-pounder with 5 years of the NFL under his belt. He was a defensive tackle for the Miami Dolphins, Seattle Seahawks, and Washington Redskins. Are you familiar with an Anthony Francis at all, Nafis? Because you're from Seattle.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. It was a nice thing to think of. Yeah. Kenny Marquez, independent wrestling standout. Jake Atlas is his ring name. He's a 25-year-old from California, used to perform at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He appeared on the episode of Undercover Boss, where Stephanie McMahon was an undercover boss for the WWE, and Marquez revealed to her that his dream was to become the first openly gay WWE champion. So, yes, he was inevitably going to get signed up to the Performance Center. That's a no-brainer. Sydney Bateman, 27-year-old acrobat from St. Louis, who is a cast member for the Cirque du Soleil. That one's curious. And finally, the one that I'm interested in, Zachariah Smith, 7 feet tall, 310 pounds, Oklahoma native, played college basketball for Morgan State. He went pro internationally, and he played for the Washington Generals, the rivals to the Harlem Globetrotters. Get this. He played a basketball player in theater and got beat up all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have our first ever 7-foot jobber. Seriously, think about this. Who's going to fill the void of the great Khali? Zachariah Smith. Zachariah Smith. Don't know which one he is? He's that tall asshole in the back. That's who it is. Finally, to end the news on a happy note, the town of Corbin, Kentucky changed its name to King Corbin for one day to honor Baron Corbin. This happened at a live event last Sunday during this show in Corbin, Kentucky. They presented King Corbin with a proclamation. I got to find a picture of it. Damn it. I'm sure Karen Borbin has it on his Twitter feed. You can find it. But he held the proclamation in his hand in the ring with a shit-eating grin on his face. Ladies and gentlemen, King Corbin is the face of the WWE.
I love this guy so much.
He's great.
He's awesome, yeah.
And it's hard to imagine that a year ago or 2 years ago, we were doubting how good this guy was on a microphone. The only fault that we could find of his was that he was not good on a microphone in certain settings. This guy has anxiety is gone. He's got this shit down. Okay. Best heel in the promotion. Best heel in professional wrestling right now. I think. Best heel.
Probably, yeah. Because I think like his program with Reigns and others like really helped him. For sure. Yeah.
It helps to have cronies, is number one. Annoying cronies at that. and number two, I mean, he's just an obnoxious asshole. Period. I mean, he just gets on the mic and he puts down everybody. Reminds people he put down Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Oh, man. Oh, good stuff. Just good stuff. All right. That's enough of the news. Oh, for the love of God. Injury update. Yes, there it is. Nia Jax, reparative surgery on both ACLs. She will be back in Royal Rumble times. Ruby Riott, reparative bilateral surgery on both shoulders. She'll be back for Royal Rumble times. Jinder Mahal, ruptured patella. He's not back until WrestleMania. EC3, concussion? Or he just sucks? We don't know. He hasn't shown up yet. Kairi Sane should not be on that list. She is confirmed to go. Jeff Hardy, when he is not driving drunk down the highways of my state of North Carolina or passed out drunk in a stairwell in Myrtle Beach, he's trying to repair his knee from surgery and should be back for Fastlane. Lars Sullivan, trying to repair that racist knee of his that had a torn ACL and MCL, be back for WrestleMania times. Xavier Woods and Ember Moon both had torn Achilles. They are doing just fine in rehab. Xavier Woods made an appearance on WWE Backstage last week, showing very good flexibility in that ankle, so he should be good to go very soon. But they're going to be very, very tentative with it. This is one of the hardest injuries to come back from, so you don't want to bum rush him. On the NXT front, Boa, torn rotator cuff and labrum, won't be back for SummerSlam times. Velveteen Dream, lumbar injury. I think it's an impact injury that he has been rehabbing from. He'll be back in time for Royal Rumbles. Prepare yourselves. Fandango, dislocated elbow. He is not good to go until TakeOver Portland in February. So, those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on TV for, say, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, says Nafis. They end up on a very special list. A list involving people that have not been on this television show, the WWE or pay-per-view, for 15 months, and yet get a brand new photo for the roster page. Yeah.
Whoa,
Figure this one out. Figure this one out. Yeah, you've got to see this. It's the WWE milk carton. Feel G tastes like mangoes and happy. All right, let's start this off with Carmella. Carmella has not been on TV since December the 27th episode of SmackDown, where she faced off against Mandy Rose. What's going on now? Mandy Rose has got a hard-on for that chunky little devil, Otis. So now Carmella... good luck. Let's see what you're doing now. Mustafa Ali, when he's not too busy impersonating Sub-Zero and giving us all inspirational lectures, that's the last thing he did, was give an inspirational lecture on the December 27th episode of SmackDown. That's all he's been doing since Lord knows when. Appearing on SmackDown, giving us inspirational memes in the mean streets of Chicago. Nafis, what do you think of the Mustafa Ali?
So what I was thinking back, because like he was doing those vignettes, but then he had a match in Chicago. I think it was Survivor Series, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then has he not had a match since then?
No, he has not.
Oh, jeez.
And so,
probably gonna come back in the Rumble, to be honest.
Well, I would think he would appear in the Royal Rumble. Yeah. He could be injured. We don't know. No. Hey, there's a kitty.
Oops, there is a kitty.
No, that's hey, kitty. Yeah, Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, hero to cats everywhere. Bronson Reed from NXT. We have not seen him since the Christmas episode where he had a match against Double D, Dominic Dijakovic. Hi, kitty. Oh, put him in your lap.
Yeah.
Dominic Dijakovic had a match against the thick Bronson Reed. You don't recognize him at all, do you?
Oh, God, no.
Then there you go. Demetrius, unlucky with the injury last year before the Elimination Chamber, says about Ali. Yeah, that's true. But if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have had Kofi Mania and Kofi doing nothing now. Killian Dane. Haven't seen him since the December 18th episode of NXT where he faced Damian Priest. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with this guy. But this is a brand new photo of him. Showing off his brand new leather jacket and receding hairline. Boy. Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. Haven't seen them since that same episode of NXT where they were at ringside when Shayna Baszler defended her NXT women's title against Rhea Ripley. There are reasons why they have not been on TV. They're not very good. Humberto Carrillo. Have not seen him since the gauntlet match to determine the number one contender for the United States title on Monday Night Raw, December 16th. If you want to know why he has not been on television, just watch some random matches of his when he was on Monday Night Raw. Oh boy. They are not AEW botch level bad, but they're bad. Yeah.
They try to push him, but then so much for that.
What I love is because of that, the Twitter was going like, oh, the WWE canceled his title reign. He wasn't even supposed to get a title reign. He's just supposed to be on TV. Shut up. Matt Hardy, haven't seen him since that same gauntlet match on that same episode of Raw, December 16th. This is a swan song. He's a family man. Come on. He's not like his brother. You know, he's taking time off. His wife just gave birth. Okay? Let's cut the guy some slack. December 11th was the last time we saw Raul Mendoza on NXT. He was in a revenge match against Cameron Grimes. You don't know who Raul Mendoza is, do you, Nafis Sadat?
Heard of him, but that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are the same way. Drake Maverick, haven't seen him since the December 6th episode of SmackDown, where he was draped over the knee of Elias, spanked like a small child, and made fun of because he was married by Elias and Dana Brooke. Since then, Elias is too busy singing songs. Dana Brooke is doing something? I don't know. I don't know what we have for Drake Maverick, but he is still the head of 205 Live. So he's still on TV on 205 Live. Go figure. Lucha House Party. Haven't seen them since that same episode of SmackDown on December 6th when they were in a fatal four-way elimination match to determine the number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Revival would end up winning that and go against the New Day. Lucha House Party. Don't miss them. Titus O'Neil. Haven't seen him since the December 2nd episode of Monday Night Raw where he was chasing after the 24/7 title. He does not need to do such a thing. The man is trying to save America, at least Tampa Bay, Florida. So, Nafis, if you were asked, would you volunteer for Titus O'Neil's presidential campaign?
I could. Yeah, why not?
I would.
Yeah, I've seen, all the new stuff I see about him, it's like he's doing good stuff, and I love that.
Yeah.
So.
It's nothing in the ring, obviously. Yeah. You know, at least he's not being a racist. Nope. At least he's not making fun of someone's promiscuity. You know, he's being a professional. Yeah. Mansoor. Haven't seen him since November 27th episode of NXT, where all we ever thought was he would have matches in South Dakota. But no, he has matches in America. So he had one on November 27th against Shane Thorne, who has a brand new photo on the roster page. He now has a goatee and looks menacing and has shadows going up underneath his armpits to look menacing. Why? I don't know. The guy no-sells like crazy. I don't know. You don't know who this guy is, do you?
No.
Well, then
But it sounds like WWE had a photo day.
They had a big photo day to bring in the new year, is what they had. And I had to make sure they had all these updated. November 25th on Raw was the last time we saw the Iconics of Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, where they are trying to sell us shit on WWEshop.com. Hold on, I've got dry mouth.
Yeah.
I got dry mouth. I got to do this.
I got to hear this, and yeah.
Because CJ brings it up, they always want me to do this. It destroys my chords so bad. Okay, the wheeze do nothing on this. Okay. Hey, Kayla!
There it is.
Oh, you gotta be joking me! Oh, that wasn't as good. I could do better, but I'm not going to. It hurts. You guys don't know how much this hurts. The things I do for you. Apollo Crews, haven't seen him since the November 22nd episode of SmackDown. This was the go-home episode for Survivor Series. He was standing up for his brand of SmackDown, beating up all of the people coming over from Monday Night Raw. So was Heath Slater, who's giving us the little shrug, because I've got a new photo. I don't know. What are you gonna do? I got kids. November 20th was the last time we saw Kona Reeves from NXT. You don't know who this guy is, do you?
No.
He was supposed to have a match against Matt Riddle, but some asshole named Ricochet came up and blindsided him from behind because they're trying to sell Survivor Series. Kona Reeves is actually over in NXT UK right now, doing some matches and being a jobber over there and doing a great job at it too. But he's going to be on this list until he shows up stateside. The B Team. November 25th was the last time we've seen Axel and Dallas. They were in the ring with Drew Gulak to make fun of Braun Strowman trying to do things. They are not doing things right now, except for maybe, I think, doing stuff on the main event. I'm not sure. I don't know. Aaliyah. Have not seen her since the November 13th episode of NXT. You don't know what Aaliyah is, do you?
Know of its existence.
Oh, okay. She teams up with Vanessa Bourne, and they act all high and mighty because they think they're pretty. Aaliyah has not been seen since November the 13th because she got kicked in the face by Xia Li and has the photos on Twitter that she supposedly has a broken nose to prove it. No, she just has ketchup on her nose. She's taking a vacation or something. I don't know. Oni Lorcan has not been seen since October the 16th episode of NXT where he teamed up with Danny Burch to face Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel of Imperium in a random tag team match on NXT. Oni Lorcan has since signed a multi-year extension with the WWE, has not performed in a house event yet. Danny Burch has been performing in house events for NXT and also appearing on NXT UK and 205 Live. So who knows when Lorcan is showing up? Who knows when Burch is showing up stateside? I don't know. I got nothing to add. Tamina! You know what a Tamina is, right?
Yeah, it's a thing, yeah.
It is kind of a thing?
Yeah.
It was a thing on September the 23rd when she showed up to chase after the 24/7 title on an episode of Monday Night Raw. She's too busy having pictures with the Usos because the Usos actually work now. Arturo Ruas has not been seen since the debut of NXT on the USA Network on September the 18th, where he faced off against Pete Dunne to make Pete Dunne look like a thing. Arturo Ruas has not been a thing, has not shown up anywhere. We have no idea where this cat is. I don't know. This one is starting to, well, it shouldn't really concern me. Naomi hasn't been seen since July 22nd episode of Monday Night Raw. That was the Raw reunion show where she was alongside Santino Marella and they did something with the 24/7 title. Who the hell knows? She's going to be at the Rumble, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, she'll be at the Rumble. No worries. If she's not at the Rumble,
it's concerning then, yeah.
Then it's very concerning. Randy's saying it's almost time for Tamina's biannual return. Yep, sure is. It's almost time. All right, now check this out. It has been since March the 26th of last year that we've seen Primo Colón. This is a brand new photo of his for the WWE roster page. This is a brand new photo. Okay, it was released last week. Has not been seen since he teamed up with Sanity to be alongside Security Team to break up Shane McMahon and The Miz leading up to their match at WrestleMania. Something is happening here. Right now, Primo Colón has served his time for failing the wellness policy. Something is happening here. Whether it's going to be on TV, whether it's going to be... CJ's calling in tonight. Thank you so much, CJ. Wee!
Cheers, CJ.
Cheers, CJ. Wee! Not only this, but also the stalwart of the WWE milk carton. It's almost what this thing is named after. His cousin, Epico Colón, has a new picture as well. This was released 2 weeks ago. He has not been seen since the Survivor Series of 2 years ago. The Colognes have brand new pictures. They are either showing up on NXT or SmackDown. They're showing up somewhere. It is finally going to happen. For 15 months with this Joker and 10 months with another guy, they are finally going to be off the milk carton. I can hardly wait. Will these guys appear at the Royal Rumble?
Oh God, no. Because that's, if you think about it, like 30 spots, they won't waste it on.
Yeah.
People. Yeah.
Oh, Gil's brought up perhaps they're in Eric Rowan's cage. I want them carrying Eric Rowan's cage to the ring when Eric Rowan has a match. I need to have handlers of Eric Rowan's cage to when the critter grows, right?
Yeah.
What if it grows?
Yeah.
Would you
need
like
a bigger cage?
Yeah, you need a bigger cage. Wouldn't you like people to cart it out, just like how King Corbin is carted out? Could they be wearing the thick gloves? They're dressed up like lion tamers or zookeepers.
Yeah, give them work to do, so why not?
Oh my God, I'm getting happy feelings about thinking about this. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, that's enough of that. All right. Now comes the moment of truth. The moment where I fill up, I spill, I brace myself for impact. Not TNA, but the actual word impact. All right. Next weekend, NXT Worlds Collide next Saturday. The Royal Rumble is next Sunday. And this guy next to me is responsible for predicting these shows and locking said predictions where my health is on the line. Oh, boy. Pray for me. Pray for me. No offense. Yeah. No, not at all. No, I'm completely confident in this. We have no problem with this whatsoever. It's all good. All right. Here we go. NXT Worlds Collide.
Yep. 5
matches on the card. 12 matches altogether this weekend, with 7 of them being at the Royal Rumble. There will be 6 locks within these 12 predictions. One of those locks must be a Royal Rumble match, whether it be the men's or the women's. I've got to break out my sheet of paper here so that I can take down all this stuff. There goes that really awesome recipe for chicken lasagna. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, I'm bracing myself here. How much research did you do on this?
More than I thought I would have, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually watched some of the shows this week, which is more than most weeks.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I do have some background on some of the matches.
Sure.
Just because you asked me nicely, that's why.
Aww. Oh, you're so sweet. Your cats are awesome. All right.
Thank you.
DIY, Tomato Chomper, and Johnny Gargano going up against what I think is half of me wants to say is the stupidest tag team name in professional wrestling, but the other half of me is like, no, Doug, kayfabe rules. Mustache Mountain of Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. What say you, Mr. Sadat?
So before that, are we thinking 3 NXT and 3 Royal Rumble locks, or are you doing just...
However you want to do it. You span them out however you want. You want to lock the entire Worlds Collide pay-per-view, you go right ahead. Okay, You just got to bear in mind that you don't have to do them all at once, but if you keep skipping, you might be reduced to locking something you don't want to lock.
Right. And the reason why I asked is because for this match, it seems clear to me that they would give DIY the win.
Yeah.
Just because of, crowd sentiment and whatnot. So I am more confident in locking this as a DIY win.
Okay. All right. No, I'm totally with you on that. I mean, we just saw the seeds. Even though we didn't watch the show, we just recapped the show. We saw the seeds planted on NXT. So, yeah, without a doubt, totally for that. I can't see something happening within this match to where that goes awry and we get more Gargano Chomper hijinks. I don't see that happening, though there could be Bate and 7 hijinks happening. Could be.
Yeah, like Gargano and Ciampa they're like, they're big enough main event people. Like I just can't see them losing to Mustache Mountain.
Is there a team you could see them lose to? Given this scenario of you're just reintroducing them, I don't know if you could.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I mean, the only people they lose to is like teams with equal main event status, like Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, probably. But yeah, or Imperium, like the main event act, basically. But yeah, otherwise, like I would easily pick DIY, and I would lock that.
Okay, locking DIY locked. No, I'm confident in that one. Yeah. We're already done the. Jamel, we're done with the Garlic Knot and Chomper feud. Garlic Knot? I don't know. I kind of like Gargano right now. I like Gargano. Okay, this one's weird. Fatal 4-Way for the Cruiserweight title. Angel Garza is defending, we know, against Isaiah Swerve Scott, but we have no idea who the other two guys are. We know they're from NXT UK. So if I am going to make predictions on who they are, and they are of no consequence to you because you wouldn't know, but I would say Jordan Devlin would be one of them. Another one may be shoot. Well, it's not going to be Dragunov. I want to say almost like Mark Andrews or Morgan Webster. Someone there. Oh, Ashley brought it up in there. Okay, it's Devlin and Travis Banks. Okay, very good. Thank you. I knew Devlin was going to be one of them. Well, Jamel may be saying Noam Dar. Well, whose side are you on, guys? I'm trusting on you guys to tell me who they are, okay? Who the hell knows? Noam Dar I can definitely see in there. Right. What say you, Mr. Sadat?
So I'm not gonna lock this, but like I could have, but like I was thinking back, like Garza didn't become champion. Like, did he become a champion in Survivor Series, or was it after that?
It was after that. It was at an episode of NXT.
Okay, so I don't see him losing this because he hasn't held the title for long enough.
Right.
I would give him the win, but I'm gonna hold on the lock. I will if I have to put a lock, I'll come back to it, but not yet.
I hear you. No, I'm totally for that. Just there it is. Ashley saying Devlin and Banks won their qualifiers at UK tapings on Friday. Thank you. That's going to be airing on Thursday. Gotcha. So it is Jordan Devlin and Travis Banks that are going to be in this. Just for your consideration, though it may not factor into the prediction, Travis Banks had 2 matches on NXT for the past 2 weeks, showcasing NXT UK. Faced Pete Dunne and also faced Jackson Riker of the Forbidden Sons. So Travis Banks has been on NXT stateside. Jordan Devlin recently finished up a feud with Tyler Bate. They had a fantastic match at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2. So this is going to be full of flippy-dippy little critter stuff. Okay? But I'm all for Angel Garza without the lock.
And on the UK side, I don't see the title being just featured only in NXT UK shows, which I think what would happen if the UK guys won it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost up there. This match I am incredibly interested in. Okay, Finn Balor versus someone you have no idea who this critter is. Ilya Dragunov. Okay, just to give you some numbers here. Finn Balor, someone do some research on the internets real quick. How old is he? I bet he is 34.
35.
35?
I would think so, yeah.
34, 35 years old. Ilya Dragunov hasn't even hit 26. Okay? He's a young lad. Okay?
Finn's 38.
Oh, 38. Christ. Fons Balor, 38 years old. Ilya Dragunov has not even hit 30 years old yet. Ilya has got to be like 28, I think. Okay. but he started wrestling at the age of 17. WWE considered bringing him into the Performance Center at the age of 19. Okay. So there's something they really like about him, and I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. He's getting pushed on the UK, but you know who Fons Balor is.
Yeah, exactly.
So what say you, Mr. Sadat?
So just for a little bit of background.
Sure.
Is Finn still considered a heel?
Yes, he is still considered a heel, and Dragunov in this case is the babyface.
So I would probably pick Finn because like so I feel like if Finn wins, like they would probably have a storyline with him going for the NXT title maybe, but then if Adam Cole's holding the title as heel versus heel is never the best idea time to time.
Right.
So I would probably put Finn, and maybe the rivalry doesn't end yet. So
okay.
I'm not gonna lock this one either, but I will pick Finn.
You're gonna take Finn? Okay.
Yeah.
This one,
What do you think?
Well, no. Well, first off, we're going with your pick, so you're taking Finn and not locking it.
Right.
Okay. This one can go either way. If you're wanting to build on Balor, what Balor has done in NXT previously. He just finished having a triple threat for the number one contendership for the NXT title,
right,
and won it to face Adam Cole for the NXT title, and he lost that match because Johnny Gargano came out and distracted him. So we have the Balor-Gargano thing going on right now, and both of them happen to be in this arena for this show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying things. We could have another Distracto finish. Who knows? But also, they are pushing Dragunov hard on NXT UK. They are going to be pushing him to inevitably have a title match against Walter, which I love Walter.
Yeah, Walter's pretty awesome.
I love Walter. And him and Dragunov, I am going to, sometime on this show, giving you a heads up and everyone else in the chat room a heads up, I have found matches between Dragunov and Walter that the Gestapo will not nail me on. We're going to check one out. Okay? I've caught 1 minute of it. I didn't want to spoil it for us. It is hard-hitting. It is everything you hoped and loved for. There are bright red chests in this match. Oh, yes. It's going to be good. But no, Balor, Dragunov, I totally agree with you. I would go with Balor on this one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And if not, I can see Dragunov getting a roll-up win from a Distracto finish.
Well, yeah.
So.
And it also depends, like, if the DIY match or the Balor match goes first, because I don't see, like, distractions happening in both matches, maybe one of them.
Well, right. So. The order that I'm bringing these up is just the order that I'm seeing them on the WWE page.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, like, when you looked on the WWE page, the very first match you see, that's the main event.
Yep. Gotcha.
Okay. So that's kind of what I'm going by here.
Okay.
Match number 4. Rhea Ripley defending the NXT women's title against Toni Storm. Why? And Toni Storm was in a triple threat match for the UK women's title at Blackpool 2 last week. Rhea Ripley has basically said, well, I don't care what's happening anywhere. I'm facing Toni Storm over at Worlds Collide. What say you?
I'm going to pick Ripley, and I'm going to lock it.
Okay.
And, like, it's a similar reason to, like, the Garza match. Like, Toni Storm, if she's a WWE UK competitor, like, you don't want to see the title taken to the only UK show.
Yeah.
And Ripley hasn't been a champion for long enough, right? Like a couple of months, maybe even a month.
She won. Yeah, it's only been maybe 5 weeks.
Right, and if I'm not mistaken, like there's no other feud happening with her actively, right?
Right, because it's all wondering what happened with the Rumble.
Right. Yeah. So I'm more confident in Ripley for sure, and I would lock that.
That's what I'm kind of looking at with this. Ripley definitely for the win. However, prepare yourself. Toni Storm might be coming over to NXT. This is going to be another featured match that she has been in. And when I mean featured, I mean on a pay-per-view an event of some kind, or even an NXT in the stateside. She took part in Survivor Series.
Right.
She was in another match on NXT in a 6-woman tag. She was in Blackpool 2 TakeOver last week, and here she is in a match here. So don't be shocked if she makes an appearance and switches over to NXT stateside. She'll be in the Royal Rumble. So
very likely, yeah.
Very likely in the Royal Rumble. Mashoon reminding me it is pronounced Rheya Ripley.
Of course, yeah.
It's Rheya Ripley.
Yeah.
And finally, main event of the Worlds Collide. Oh, it's a clusterfuck and a half. It's an 8-man tag. It is not elimination style. It is not no DQ. It is just a straight-up 8-man tag of Undisputed Era versus Imperium. Nafis.
Yeah.
Is Walter winning this?
Doug.
Huh?
Well, it's if like I don't see Walter getting pinned. Let's get that out.
Well, right. Walter's not getting pinned. No.
He's not getting pinned.
No.
Yeah. Like it's a tough one because like it seems like I've only been rooting for NXT US winners so far, but
right.
Like I would that's a toughie. I would probably pick Imperium to win. I'm not going to lock this, but
yeah.
I can see Imperium winning.
Yeah. Now also just to give you, just to help you in making you a little more confident in your Imperium pick. Okay. Keith Lee is not in the show. And he was just jumped by Undisputed Era. Gargano and Tomato Ciampa are on this show as well, so if they wanted to make an appearance, they can as well.
Yeah.
Many others who have been jumped by Undisputed Era could jump in this and make a run in. There are a lot of shenanigans that can happen. Randy in the chat room saying Walter getting a hold of Bobby Fish would be fun. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh,
toss him around, man.
Toss him around everywhere. Ashley saying Imperium's going to win. Undisputed Era win the Classic and on the NXT after the Rumble. That's what he's saying. Does that make you feel any better with the Imperium pick?
I would, yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I think I was definitely going to pick Imperium. It's, yeah, like, I mean, it does make sense, like, you know. It's more likely that Keith Lee's coming in to, like, get some distractions in. Yeah. But what I was going to ask you is, this is not a no DQ tag team, right? It's just a regular
It is a straight-up 8-man tag is what it is. There are no gimmicks, no nothing. But, of course, card subject to change. So,
yeah, I would give Imperium the win. Not locking it.
No. Kyle selling for Walter says Gills will be cold. Everyone's selling for Walter. Everyone's selling for Walter. I'm sorry, Alexander Wolf, Marcel Bartel, Fabian Eichner. I'm sorry. You guys are good. But seriously, we're focusing on Walter here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He's the tallest fuck out of all of you. Okay? Seriously.
Like, I've never seen him in person, and he still scares me.
Oh, God. I really do want to see him live. I can't believe I'm really saying that. I've never really said that of any wrestler. That I say, I've got to go to a wrestling show to see this guy. Okay? I just want to hear the chop echo throughout the arena. Can't wait. All right. 2 locks. 4 locks to go. 7 matches are in the Royal Rumble card. 4 locks out of the 7. One of them must be the Rumble match. All right. Here we go. Shorty G versus Sheamus. Probably going to be on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Likely.
Definitely likely on the pre-show. Is this worth a lock at all?
Yeah. I mean, it can be an easy lock out of the way because I can see Sheamus winning just because, like, you know, he's been talking a lot and, like, if this is going to be his retirement farewell fanfare, then, like, this is definitely not his last match, but it could be a start to some feud with someone else, maybe put them over and return Mania or something like that. So,
sure.
Like, I am definitely confident in locking this. So, but if it's a pre-show, does it count as a lock?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, all matches that they're promoting, they are up for locks. It doesn't matter where they appear.
Yeah, like, I would lock Sheamus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, Demetrius and Jamel heels. Everyone's agreeing, and that makes me feel even better.
All right, now all of you and everyone here.
Yep.
If Shorty G wins this,
it's all on you guys.
It's all on you. Okay? All of you encouraging one another, okay? Just this once. All right? All right. We're almost there. We're almost near the end. We're almost there. Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's title against the newly baby-faced Lacey Evans, who actually shows care about her daughter now and never acknowledged that she had a daughter when she first came to the WWE. I just thought I'd throw that out there. What say you, Mr. Sadat?
So we've had 3 locks so far.
3 locks down.
Sasha Banks is not injured, so I can see her running in to help Bayley.
Yes.
I would pick.
Now bear in mind on this. Now, just so you understand, this is who wins the match. It is not about who becomes champion. It is about who wins this, whether it be by DQ or not.
Right.
So if there is a Sasha Banks run-in, will it be successful or fail?
So, I see what you go through before every pay-per-view, Lackey.
Yeah. Okay, this ain't easy. Okay.
Yeah. I would still pick Bayley to win the match.
Okay.
Well.
So you got Bayley. So you got a distraction by Banks and Bayley getting the win.
Yeah, and I'm gonna lock that.
Okay. All right.
This is probably the first doubting lock I've had.
Yeah. Actually. This is a scary one. This is
a scary one. Honestly, no. First off, I do not see if Lacey Evans is winning this. It's not for the title. No. Bayley is keeping this title all the way to WrestleMania.
Definitely.
If Lacey was going to win this match, it would be by someone DQing.
Probably, yeah.
Getting the run-in or Bayley. I was about to say low blows, but low blows don't happen in women's matches. Okay, so grabbing a chair or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anyone else involved in the storyline between Sasha, Bayley, and Lacey?
No.
Was it?
It is just them. Dana Brooke was actually an auxiliary member of this who was trying to get a push alongside having a tag team match with Lacey Evans and Dana Brooke versus Bayley and Banks. They tried doing this. I think 2 weeks ago, Dana Brooke did not appear on television last week. So that's the only other auxiliary member. So cool. We got Mashoon saying Bayley wins because from a run from Sasha. Yep, that's what saying. So
yeah, Sasha will definitely be involved in some way or the other. That's for sure.
I got a feeling you're right, and it's going to lead to in WrestleMania. Well, we'll get to what'll happen in WrestleMania later. Oh, God. All right. The men's Royal Rumble match. Over half of the field has been announced to be confirmed. They are the critters that you see on the screen right now. Okay. Don't need to go through all the storylines with everyone involved here. Okay. Right. We pretty much gather who the heavy players are. The one thing that we do know about the Rumble match is that Bork Laser is in at number 1. Before you make your pick, Nafis.
Yeah.
Who is number 2? Is it going to be someone competitive?
Oh God, no. I think it's good. I think for the first 2 or 3 entrants, it's just going to be like, pick them, throw them out, pick them, throw them out.
Singh Brothers, Zack Ryder.
Probably a Zack Ryder.
Shorty G.
Ooh, yeah.
Mustafa Ali. Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, and maybe at the 5th, Orton or AJ Styles comes out and they fight each other, and then the next one comes out. But I can definitely see Bork Laser just decimating everyone who comes in, just laughing and strutting around, and then someone competitive comes in and mysteriously gets rolled out of the ring or something like that.
Gotcha. So, the big one. Who is winning the men's Royal Rumble?
I was thinking about this a few days ago, and when was the last time we had a heel winner in our Rumble? Triple H doesn't count because Roman Reigns, and like people cheered for him. But when was the last time that a heel guy won the Rumble? I couldn't think of one right away.
It has been a very long time.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is about the Rumble match is it's always made to build the babyface.
Yeah.
Because the babyface is going after the bad champion, and then you get the tremendous happy victory at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So is this the year where we don't get that?
Like,
your champions are Bork Laser and The Fiend.
Yeah, so if I were to think ahead, then I would think like I'm gonna pick The Fiend for the win, and we're gonna take to that later on. But
yeah,
if someone from SmackDown does win, who would would they be good enough to face Bray Wyatt? I'm right now I'm debating between Mark Laser and Drew McIntyre. Probably the last four.
Okay.
It could be a nice setup where Brock Lesnar wins and then he eliminates McIntyre to the very end, or vice versa.
Yeah.
I am teetering between the two of them, and Mashun is saying King Baron Corbin wins. It's gonna be interesting, but it'll be I think the two ultimate heels in this match would be King Corbin and Brock Lesnar.
Well, yeah. I guess my thing is now again, first off, who is winning?
Yeah. Drew McIntyre.
Okay,
Yeah.
You've got McIntyre. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
I will hold on the lock for now, but I might come back to this particular match later.
Oh, thank you. Because I've got a lot of thoughts on this thing. Okay. My thoughts, not just on the match, but first off, let's just take a step back and think a little bit. Yeah. The winner of this is going to be in a main event title match at WrestleMania. Oh, but Doug, it's lost its luster. Sometimes they don't get in the actual main event at WrestleMania, so it doesn't really matter. Shh. It is a main event match for a title at WrestleMania. Okay? All right. Your current champions are Bork Laser and The Fiend Bray Wyatt. First question, are either one of them going to be champion going into WrestleMania? If
Probably.
Yes or no, the reset button can be pressed at Elimination Chamber. Bork Laser is not going to be in an Elimination Chamber match. He only does no DQ matches, regular style matches. He will never be doing that ever again. Hell in a Cell against The Undertaker was the last kind of stipulation match of that nature with added accessories. Not doing that again, okay? So, is Bork Laser going to be champ going into WrestleMania? Probably. What about The Fiend? You can see The Fiend in Elimination Chamber. You can see him press a reset button. It could take 5 guys to pin him. Maybe something weird and wacky shit happens to where he forgets to get out of the cell. Maybe he gets trapped underneath the ring. Who knows? SmackDown title is honestly up in limbo.
Yeah.
With that being said, if Bork Laser is going to have the title going into WrestleMania, who are you having go against him? No one on Raw.
Yeah.
No one on Raw. Drew McIntyre, though God love him, is not built up enough right now. Okay? So if anyone is going against Bork Laser, it's from SmackDown. Oh, Doug, you're not saying Roman Reigns, Bork Laser again, are you? No, I'm not saying that. No. But what I'm hinting at is, though, Roman Reigns is the confident pick, but you want him going against the Bray Wyatt? Then what are you doing with the Daniel Bryan afterwards? Maybe the Daniel Bryan is in the Royal Rumble. I don't know. He hasn't been announced, but half the field's been announced. We've had this happen before. Who knows? It could be someone from NXT. Who knows? Okay? I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but it could be someone from NXT. Seriously, they could pull Matt Riddle. They could, for Bork Laser to eat alive. Okay? But they aren't going to do that. They aren't going to do that.
Not in Mania, at least. Maybe in the first 5 entrants. But that's it.
No, Matt Riddle would be a surprise entrant to win Money in the Bank. That's as far as I'm going with that. Okay, to have him and Lesnar and everyone else get their rocks off in their fantasy thing that they've drawn up.
Yep.
But no, that's not happening. So I totally understand going with McIntyre, but honestly, this is the most up in the air Royal Rumble field that I've ever seen, just because I have no flipping clue what they're doing with these titles.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Yeah, I got no faith in the Raw high card, and I've got no faith in what they're doing with Wyatt on SmackDown.
Yeah, like I can see. Well, so look, I was looking at the full card here. Like Roman and Corbin, they already have a match, and they're both supposed to be in the Rumble. Like,
yes.
Like I mean, I can see them like going at it again in the Rumble, because like knowing WWE, they're gonna pull this all the way till Mania probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Drew, not a lock, and I'm not gonna lock this because I'm not confident enough. Just like you said, so much could happen, man.
A ton could happen. We got Jamel and Ashley bringing up Cain Velasquez or Tyson Fury. Everyone on the internet's talking about Tyson Fury versus Bork Laser. Shut up.
No.
Stop it. Just because you saw him in South Dakota against Braun Strowman doesn't mean that they're going to shelve their entire booking on the whiteboard for him. Stop it. The aforementioned match of Roman Reigns versus Karen Bourbon in a Falls Count Anywhere match, shenanigans aplenty. You know, Rude and Ziggler, the Usos. Everyone's going to be in this thing.
Right.
It's in a baseball diamond. Oh, are we going to go into Clubhouse? Oh, where are we going with this thing? I am incredibly entertained by this one. Because I know everyone was saying when Roman Reigns said, like, Falls Count Anywhere. Oh, we see Falls Count. It's at a baseball park, guys. We're going nuts on this one. They better have a golf cart taking them to where they need to go during the match. Oh, a golf cart chase. There's going to be a golf cart chase. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
I wish.
Okay, I've got to step back. All right, Mr. Sadat, what say you?
I'm going to agree with Gilles and Jamel here. Like, Roman's going to get the win because, one, like, you know, I think, forget when they fought last time, but Corbin won last time, I believe.
Yes.
And Roman didn't have any reinforcements. So I feel like, you know, there's that obvious part where Usos and Corbin's lackeys will fight and, you know, just cancel each other out. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Roman for the win, and I'm gonna lock that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I got no problem with that. I mean,
because
it's
been a while since Reigns got a win. That's really like what I'm banking this on.
Corbin got the win over Reigns in their last pay-per-view.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and has been doing shit to Reigns throughout television since then. So yeah, it's a given. It's pretty much given.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hold on. I've got the wrong picture. This is Asuka Becky Lynch from last year. There. That's the match. That's the picture that I wanted. This is Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's title against Asuka. Wait a minute. Can you tell the difference? Asuka Becky Lynch from last year.
Yeah. They switched sides. Yeah.
Yeah, they switched sides, but Asuka, she's mildly attractive and not creepy. I don't get what's going on here. No, you can't. Okay, now, there's the other thing, Nafis. You have got 3 matches. You are obligated to lock the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So now, what's happening here?
Okay, so how many locks have I done so far? 4, right?
Oh, you've gotten all 5. You've got 5. Your final lock is the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Oh, so I locked Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Bayley, and 2 from NXT. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Jamel saying Becky wins. Gil saying Becky.
Yeah, I would say Becky wins, and because like the other thing would be like, and if Asuka wins, Becky will enter the Royal Rumble, but that's not like, you know, they weren't gonna pull that second year in a row, hopefully. So I'm gonna put Becky wins. But, like, it's going to be a little bit interesting, given, like you mentioned, Kairi Sane is cleared for action, so there'll definitely be some shenanigans there.
Oh, yeah, there'll be some shenanigans. I can see Becky fighting everyone off.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Becky win. Yeah.
Okay.
Going with the Becky.
All right.
Yeah.
2 more matches. This one is the mandatory lock. Would you believe that this was a picture for the Women's Royal Rumble? Just a
Well, the
picture of Sarah Logan.
Oh, hello.
That's all it was. Seriously, I am not lying. This was the picture for it. But you know what? I'm going to change that right now. Okay? Let me do some changing here. Because after this, you know what the picture was? After this Sarah Logan picture, the next day, what their picture was for the Women's Royal Rumble? A shot of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Yes, that's what I saw last. Actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's the picture that they did have. You know what? That's what I'm going to bring up right now. Okay? That's what it's going to be, because we care so much about the Women's Royal Rumble, and yes, it did reset, so I'm just going to fly through. So, yeah, even though I'm showing a picture of the tag team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, there are many more women that are in this match.
Yep.
So, the Women's Rumble match. You must lock this.
Yep.
Who's winning?
So I opened the Wikipedia page, and they have Bliss, Cross, Sarah Logan, Charlotte Flair confirmed so far.
Okay.
And Shayna Baszler doesn't have a match in World's Collide, so I assume she's gonna show up and get a huge pop.
Okay.
So like right now I'm debating between Charlotte and Shayna, and that's because like Charlotte's just she's got that if she wins, like it's I'm not gonna I was gonna say it's a big deal, but like it would be too easy of a pick, but
Right.
it's so like this is where like they could probably pull a swerve and like bring Ronda Rousey back. But...
Well, they're looking at, you got Gil saying Shayna because you never bet against Shayna. Jamel saying Shayna because it's setting up Becky. Shayna. Randy is saying, I'm thinking Charlotte backstabs Becky. Charlotte comes out, helps Becky hold off Kyrie and Asuka, but then stomps out Becky. Nia Jax coming back for a possible opponent. DraftKings has a version of my fantasy game. Fuck off, James. No, it's not a better game. No, mine is the best. It's the original. Ashley saying we need Shayna Becky one-on-one. Okay. Demetrius saying not a 1-versus-1, perhaps throw Asuka. Also, there are a lot of different picks for this that, honestly, you pick any one of them, they have a good amount of backstory that you can tell. And you've got 3 months to tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely like a good enough, enough time to do a good build. So, and like you mentioned, Doug, I don't, no disrespect to the women, but, maybe this, WrestleMania will be headlined by the Men's Royal Rumble winners, probably. Because last year, there was a Ronda Rousey factor, and it was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So, thinking that if this doesn't, so maybe this match will not be the main event of Royal Rumble, probably. Well, I'm gonna go with Shayna Baszler just because, I'm trying to decide between Charlotte and Shayna, and I just keep coming back to Shayna because her versus Becky is something I want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a really tough one.
It's very tough.
Okay, because in the men's Rumble match, we're afforded the luxury of knowing, here are the champions, and here's how they've been built, and we know who the high card and mid cards are of the men, and we know who's important in that roster. Women's roster, we have no flipping clue. Because the women's roster, they have not really booked like a men's roster ever. So we have to purely go off of not just flavor of the month, but do we really rely upon everyone to remember what has happened? Okay, have we built enough brands with these women who are in this Rumble match to take advantage of this? I.e., a Shayna Baszler, i.e., a Nia Jax, i.e., a Ronda Rousey, for that matter. Rousey has not been on television since last year's WrestleMania. Will people remember who the hell she is? Even if she did show up. I don't know. Okay? People can't even remember what they had for lunch today. All right? So, I totally get how Shayna is kind of a safe pick. Just don't be shocked if she doesn't even show up.
Right. Like, in going back to the NXT recap, like, Shayna was thrown out by some red neon-haired women, and like,
Yeah.
it's more likely that Shayna's gonna win the Rumble just to like prove that she's not a one-off wonder or something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of like going to a rivalry with neon hair.
Right. It's kind of a toss-up between if we have Shayna win the Rumble, then you could see her on an episode of NXT and just go, you know what, see you later.
Yeah.
Just go, oh, I've got a match against that girl? No, I don't. Bye.
Yeah.
You could do something like that. No, instead.
I'd buy that up.
Yeah, and you know what, that neon green-haired lady? No, you're not going against me. No, I picked someone for you to go against. And out comes handicap match with her minions.
Yeah. Oh, that's
to build her up and
Absolutely.
fight off her minions. But again, I don't work in creative. I don't make sexual jokes about people with questionable promiscuity. I'm not one to do that. I'm not in a position to do that. But I'm just saying it's something that they could do. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, my pick is Nia Jax.
That's fair. Like, I was thinking, yeah.
She's coming back from injury. She has not been on television for over a calendar year. Nearly a calendar year. Okay. She shows up and she's the largest lady in the damn thing. That's it. Toss everyone over. Shows up as number 29. Toss everyone over. Final four, so what? Who's going to be going? Throw them over. Who does she go against? Everyone's thinking Becky Lynch. I put her with Bayley. I send Nia Jax to SmackDown, squash Bayley.
I can see that.
She squashes Bayley, and over there, she is the babyface champion that she is supposed to be. Just squashes people. Just squashes people. That's it. You cannot beat her unless she is in a fatal four-way or a triple threat or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can definitely see her coming back in the Rumble, but
yeah.
I think this goes back to the assumption I made. Like, Rumbles are meant to win by faces, just for that feel-good factor, and
right,
which is the reason why I'm hesitant to pick Nia, just because I think if I'm not mistaken, she won the title in WrestleMania last year, right?
The title? No, 2 years ago.
Oh,
2 years ago,
okay.
she won it. Yeah.
So the question is, is WWE ready to put her back in that scene again? Because, she grew in popularity so much, it was natural that she got elevated to that. So I don't know if WWE is ready to, throw her back in that same level again. So I'm definitely less confident about her winning the match. So, you're right. She'll probably squash Bayley. She'll come back as a SmackDown superstar, and, there's a feud set up there for Elimination Chamber, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to see her win this Rumble just as a returning.
Sure.
If she was how many people have actually won the Rumble coming back from injury? Except the two people I can think of is John Cena and Edge.
Yeah, those are the two.
Yeah,
those are the two.
You'd have to be really up there to be able to make that kind of impact and get that pop.
And the big difference between Nia Jax coming back to the Rumble, coming back from injury, and Cena and Edge coming back is Cena and Edge's injuries they mentioned. Nia Jax has not been uttered in any of WWE TV since she's been injured. Her name has not even been uttered at all. True. The only way she's been uttered is if she was on an episode of Total Divas. So I totally understand the apprehension.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, again, whether it be against Bayley or Becky Lynch that Nia Jax would do, who knows?
Yeah.
That's just me.
I would say I'd probably put Naomi over Nia Jax, to be honest. If if we were to think about wrestlers coming back.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hopefully, whatever Naomi's going through, I hope she's doing a lot better now, and with the Usos back, probably sets her up for a nice return in the Rumble. I have a high feeling she'll return, but maybe not win. Like, yeah.
No, she'd do like a good clean house. And
Yeah, absolutely.
a
Like,
good
she'll
clean
definitely get a
house.
big pop. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Another one, too, is Ruby Riott.
Ooh, yeah. Like, she's healed up. Yeah.
She's all healed up. She's good to go. Who knows what brand she'll be on. So, again, this women's Rumble is way up in the air. We have no idea. There are a lot of surprise entrants that can come in from NXT and abroad. Not a lot of legends. You're going to see a lot of NXT and Performance Center people in this, too.
For sure.
No Trish Stratus, no Lita, no Alundra Blaze, no none of that crap. Okay? These are all young, nubile women in this Rumble.
Jill's is saying that Lana will win because everything is about her.
Oh, of course. Yes. Oh, Lana's showing up. Oh, God.
She'll show up.
She'll be entrant number 1. She'll get on the mic and get everyone riled up. Oh, yeah. And then number 2 is Liv Morgan, and there you go.
Oh, yeah. There.
And
good.
the main event of the Royal Rumble. Just confirmed Friday night, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, defending the SmackDown WWE Universal, whatever the hell it is, title, it's blue, against Daniel Bryan in a strap match. Huh.
Strap match. What does Wikipedia have to say about strap match?
I'll let you read it, but I'll describe it to everyone else. A strap match is where the two combatants are tied to one another via a long leather strap. It probably spans about a good 8 feet. Okay, it's not long enough to where both can be at opposite corners and still have the strap. So the strap is long enough to where you can wrap it up and whip the guy in the back. But also a strap match should be won by one person touching all 4 corners and not pinning the individual.
Was that announced in stipulations for this match?
Yes. This was a strap match for them. Strap match between Fiend Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Now, whether you win by touching all 4 corners, I'm not sure. But every strap match that I have ever seen, that's what it's been.
Yeah, because that sort of does make a difference. Because if it was, let's say, just they hold on, but they're like fastened with the strap, and then if it's just pinfall or submission,
right?
I can see like the Fiend choking Bryan out with the mandible claw, which would be a nice visual to end the match. So now that you mentioned the 4 corner thing, that's when it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, Jamel bringing up it's similar to dog collar or Texas bull rope match. Yeah. But the big thing is we have not been, again, verified by this. But again, what I believe the strap match rules are is you have to touch all 4 corners. Right. And that's how you win.
I can see the Fiend like completely decimating Bryan, just carrying his carcass over him as he taps all the 4 corners as well.
Yep.
But I can definitely see the Fiend winning this, and he'll probably hold it until WrestleMania. But one thing that really makes me cautious is like who would he drop it to? It's like Daniel Bryan, great face, like, but the Fiend isn't really a full-on heel. Like, he's still got the entertainment value.
Yeah.
And so, like, thinking about the future, like, is there anyone who could have an entertaining heel versus face match against him and win the title or something like that? But I would put the Fiend for the win in this one.
This one is really, really weird, and I'll put you down. Yeah, the Fiend is winning this one.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on this. If this is just strap match, beat the hell out of each other, Fiend has this, no problem. But if it is with the 4 corners stipulation, we could see a rehashing. I think Randy or Ashley brought it up in the chat room of, if you remember, Eddie Guerrero versus JBL.
Yeah, that was a good match.
That was a good match. Eddie Guerrero winning that one because JBL draped him over, but Eddie touched all 4 corners before JBL did.
But JBL won the match because he reversed his session, I believe. Right? Yeah, because they first announced Eddie won the match, but then they said JBL actually won, and then JBL won the title for the first time, I believe.
It was something
like that. I remember that match. I love Eddie Guerrero, man.
And so I'm almost looking at a finish like that to where it's that kind of finish with Wyatt and Bryan, but Bryan winning off of a technicality. Okay. This leads into Elimination Chamber and Bryan retaining in there.
Ooh.
Okay. Which leads me to think King Corbin winning the Rumble to face Daniel Bryan sounds magnificent right
Definitely.
now.
Ultimate heel, ultimate face. Yeah.
And Roman Reigns going against Bray Wyatt in just a knockdown, drag him out, don't give an F match. You know, that spawned from Elimination Chamber. You know, something like that. I mean, I'm trying to make King Corbin, Daniel Bryan a thing. Because right now, on the SmackDown show, it is hard to figure out who the number one babyface is right now.
Yep.
We don't know if it's Reigns or Bryan. We have no idea. And it's hard to figure out, honestly, who the number one heel is. It's either Corbin or The Fiend. For me, Corbin is a way better heel than Wyatt ever can be. Wyatt is the theatrical special attraction heel. He is the new Undertaker. If I want to have a WrestleMania tradition now, I want it with him. If I want magnificent entrances at WrestleMania, it's involving Wyatt.
Yep.
That means he cannot have a title.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry. So, that's what I'm looking at. But if The Fiend wins the title, then so be it. He's going to have the title. He's going to finally lose it at WrestleMania against mega babyface Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Whether it be from Reigns winning the Royal Rumble or winning Elimination Chamber, either one. That's what it's looking like.
Right.
So, my brain hurts. I hope my liver doesn't hurt after next Sunday, but here is a complete rundown of the predictions perpetrated by this gentleman right here. DIY locked to defeat Mustache Mountain of Tyler Bate and Trance 7 at Worlds Collide. Angel Garza successfully defending his Cruiserweight title in a fatal four-way for no reason whatsoever. Finn Balor successfully defeating Ilya Dragunov. Rheya Ripley. It's Rheya Ripley. Remember that. It's Rheya Ripley successfully defending her NXT title against Toni Storm, and that is locked. And finally, Imperium defeating Undisputed Era in a traditional 8-man tag. That's all it is. But at the Royal Rumble, there's 7 matches on the card. Sheamus locked to defeat Shorty G. Bayley successfully defeating Lacey Evans, and that is locked. Who is winning the Men's Royal Rumble? That is Drew McIntyre. Thank God that's not locked. Roman Reigns locked in defeating King Baron Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match. No, that was last year's match. This year's match of Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's title against Asuka. Becky Lynch successfully defending. That's not the Women's Royal Rumble match. That's a picture of Sarah Logan. That's a picture of the Women's Royal Rumble match, I think. But Shayna Baszler is locked to win the Women's Royal Rumble. And finally, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, defeating Daniel Bryan in a strap match at the Royal Rumble. Nafis, thank you so much for showing up, for being such a kind soul, and also giving so much to the Tedescos. It's fantastic of you. Thank you so much for being such a good sport during the show when Doug has been drinking. Oh, I didn't drink all of it. I did a good job. But you drank all of your G Fuel, so
Yep, it's empty right now.
yeah,
so.
yeah. You need someone to drive you home. Again, thank you all so much. Everyone in the chat room say wee! Hey James, hey Andrew, hey Daniel, hey Kit, hey Gills. Everyone is in the chat room say wee. Thank you all so much for stopping by. All right. First off, on the Facebook page for Wrestleview Media, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, chiming Monday Night Raw. The Fantasy Royal Rumble begins. The rosters will be up from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Main card, mid card, low card. Don't know the rules of the Fantasy Rumble? Check out my show last week. Pick your teams. You have until the bell of 7 o'clock next Sunday to get your teams in. What do you win? Bragging rights is what you get. But it's just fun. That's all it is. Also, next week, starting time for this show will be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon because the Royal Rumble pre-show starts at what? Midnight on Sunday? So I don't want to bleed into that too hard. So, yeah. No, the pre-show for the Royal Rumble, I think, is at 5. I think is what it is. 5 or 6.
That's pretty late, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard. 7 o'clock is the start time for the Royal Rumble. So, again, 1 o'clock start time here for next week. Nafis, parting words, anything you want to plug?
Well, no, not really. If you want to come, if you want to come watch me play games, time your time. My Twitter handle's right there. But that's about it. Nothing to plug, man. Thank you for having me, by the way. This was really fun.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I think I told Doug before the show that I was feeling a little bit nervous because usually I'm in front of a camera by myself, but this was definitely, it felt like home to me, and it was like a conversation, and I love that.
No, I appreciate it, and I got to be honest. Would you believe we've been talking for 3 hours?
Yeah, I just realized it's only 3 hours and 4 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, normally I don't go this, but again, it's just that's how I am. I just like having just a good conversation about stuff. No random debates or anything like that. May have you on the show again sometime. You know, yeah. I can't have you making important picks on WrestleMania or anything like that.
Oh God.
You know, I can't have you doing that. Actually, it all depends on how your locks go.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to shift this over real quick over to me. No offense, Nafis, but if you go below 500 on your picks, I don't know if I will ever speak to you again. No, I'm kidding. No, I can't do that. No. I'll acknowledge you in the chat room at least. No, I'm kidding. No. Again, thank you all so much for showing up, stopping by. There's a lot of important American football stuffs going on. Watching men get concussions. Knock yourself out. If that's what you want into, go right ahead. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Next week. No, not next week. It's tomorrow. The Tedescos do the Raw post show. Next week, dear God. Tomorrow, post-Raw, go-home show for the Royal Rumble. Check out the Tedescos. They might showcase their daughter Liliana to melt your soul. We'll see what happens. Till then, I'll catch you guys next week. And as always, Nafis, you know my tagline?
I do know your tagline.
What's my tagline?
Know when you're being sold to.